IAmMelodyWaters, the juice, yeah, you know the juice, it's the juice, I said the juice, from the music that they playing, different artists, you can hear them tell their story through the answers given in the interviews, it's the juice, I said the juice, it's
Welcome
the
to the Juice, y'all. This is your host, MelodyWaters. We are live here in Juice Studios and all over where everybody's at. So what's going on with y'all, man? It's great to see y'all here today. I got some really dope panelists with me today, y'all. Look, you can see all their lovely faces. We got Gallo over here, you know, voguing for y'all. Gallo,
what up?
if you want to know the full gov right there, it's Gallo Locknez.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Miss K. Michelle, aka Karla Smith, in the house with us today. Thank you so much for being here. We got Trey 80 with us today in the house. And of course, BuTTa joined us too, coming all the way from way across the other side, man. On the other side of the US for me. So it's great to have y'all here. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, and joining me on a Sunday. I know it films on a Sunday. It comes out on Thursday, so I appreciate y'all for taking your time out of your schedule to be here with me today.
No problem.
Man, so I do want to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves and let everybody know a little bit about yourself. If people have never heard of you before, or if they don't know a lot about you, this gives them an opportunity to be like, yo, who is so-and-so? Oh, that's who they are. So I'm going to give y'all each an opportunity to just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourselves. I'm going to go with ladies first today. I don't normally do that. You know, today I'm just feeling like ladies first. So we're going to start with Miss Karla. Please tell us, who is Karla Smith?
Brothers and sisters, my name is Karla Michele Smith. I'm a poet, writer, parent advocate. Used to be on the scene back in the early 2000s performing hip-hop, freestyle, spoken word, hosting open mics around the Twin Cities, like with the Minnesota Spoken Word Association, former B-Girl B, and I'm here just to chill and vibe and utilize my voice in the best way I can to uplift us and each other and just to vibe with everybody during this quarantine. So peace and blessings.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing your positive energy here today. Gallo, go ahead. I see you. You're up on the top of my list where I see you anyway. So you're next. Who is Gallo Locknez?
Yo, Gallo Locknez is an MC currently living in Pittsburgh, PA. Originally from the Bronx, New York. I am a rapper. I'm a producer, philanthropist. You know what I'm saying? And all about spreading the positive energy. You know what I'm saying? And spreading dope hip hop. You know what I mean? So if you don't know much about me, I've done work for the NBA. I've done a lot of work for the NBA. I've done work for a lot of different TV shows like Love and Hip Hop, Black Ink, T.I. and Friends. I've done commercials, Push Pop, ESPN, and I've done movies. You know what I mean? Both nationally and internationally. And I continue to do that. And just honestly, just trying to stay active and open more doors for people that deserve a chance. You know what I'm saying? So I strongly believe in win-win. You know what I mean? I preach that. I talk about it a lot, where I can win, but anybody that rocks me can win too. You know what I mean? So that's me to that's me to a T.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. More positive vibes coming in, I see. I put a bunch of positive people on the show today, so I love it. That's what's up. I love it. BuTTa, man, welcome back to the Juice, man. It's been a minute.
What's happening, Melody?
Tell us, who is BuTTa?
Well, BuTTa, I'm a young man from Washington, D.C., a soul rap artist, a poet, and an actor, and an advocate. I like to say, first and foremost, for anything, I'm a man of God, always representing God and spreading light, positivity, you know, a messenger of hope, messenger of truth, you know what I'm saying, and just the realest overall.
Yo, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. It's good to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
I was glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Trey Eighty, last but definitely not least, we got Trey Eighty in the house with us today. Trey Eighty, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Trey?
All right, Trey Eighty. Excuse me, let me clear my voice. Trey Eighty. I'm a label owner. I don't really rap too much no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help more push the talent. My son pretty much takes care of that.
Oh, you're muted, Trey Eighty. We can't hear you. You got muted.
Excuse me there. This is my phone going. But I don't have half the credentials that everybody else on here got. But hey, look, I'm trying to learn and, you know, just be positive, you know, and give wherever I can give, you know, give to help us out here. So that's me pretty much. Not a whole lot. You know, a little bit's better than none, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what's up. Thank you so much for joining us today. Adding to the content of the show and conversation, is dope to have you here. You represent a record label too, Versatile Records.
Yep.
Yeah.
Versatile Records, yep, out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Right. Dope. That's what's up. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. So, did you guys all get a chance to look over the topics of discussion? Everybody got a chance to look that stuff over? Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
We have really dope topics today, and I'm excited to talk about these things. I don't even know what to start with. Like, seriously, I don't even know what to start with. There's so much. Is anybody just like really like, I really want to talk about this?
Yeah. I'm going last. I'm shy.
I like to get my shit out the way first. Because I'm also not shy, but I have a nervousness during the whole time. Like, is it my turn? Is it my turn?
So
I'd rather just come right up out my pocket, my soul, and like, boom. And then I felt that. Chill.
I felt that.
Nope.
Yeah. So
go ahead, jump on the mic, talk about it. Women in hip hop, from righteousness to ratchetness, and the ratchet to the right. Okay, hang on.
You said.
Take two. Women in hip hop, from righteousness to ratchetness, and the righteous ratchet.
Tongue twister.
Yeah.
Three. So, women in hip hop, from righteousness to ratchetness, and the righteous ratchet. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. So just briefly, when you hit me up, because I didn't check my email with a topic, and I was like, what would I want to talk about? And then I was like, that's what's on my mind all the time. Being a former MC prior to social media and all of that, like I used to love going around the Twin Cities, hosting open mics, and also just getting on the mic freestyling and getting booked for gigs or whatever. It was a fun experience for me and a way to express myself. I never in my imagination thought that I was gonna, be a dope MC and be out there with all of the rest, but I've been following hip hop since I was a young girl. Growing up in Chicago, house music was that jam then.
House music.
So, you know, growing up with house music and the rest, you know, history of jazz, R&B, and all of that soul music and stuff. When hip hop hit the airwaves and became more and more like Curtis Blow and Shantae and all that, you know, I pick up a pen at an early age too, try to kick myself a flow, and do some poetry. I started recognizing probably right around the time I think Lil Kim and Foxy Brown and them all came out doing their thing, what people would call ratchet. But I saw it more and more become this thing from being women who were being the female representation in hip hop, from being about Black empowerment and community empowerment with like groups like Roxanne Shante, Salt and Pepper, and even some of the earlier groups like Shyrock and well, I don't want to say Missy Elliott yet, because that's the in-between person that I want to discuss. But I started to realize that over the past decade, that women have been a commodity in hip hop by selling sexualization and what people would call ratchetness. I don't have any judgment towards women artists or art, period. I don't have a judgment on how people present their art or display their art. Art is art, and sometimes it's just ratchet. And sometimes it's ignorant, even with male artists too. So when I came up with that title, I was like, what is the in-between? And how do we get from, let's say, MC Lyte to Doja Cat? Or how did we get from like Roxanne Shante, a battle rapper? How do we get from that art form to selling sexualization? And so that's why I came up with that title. Like, a lot of us female MCs have a skill of writing, have a skill of battling, and the art of original, or I won't even call it true hip hop, because hip hop is consciously moving, hip conscious, pop moving. So I just like remember how old I was when I wanted to write and rhyme and rock. And I look at women like Roxanne Shante, MC Lyte, Yo-Yo, even Diamond, like from Atlanta, or even like what's that girl name on Love and Hip Hop, Rashida. Like, how did it come from this empowerment movement to selling sex, selling sexualization? And so the in-between person that I thought of, it wasn't the Brat. At first I was like, I remember when the Brat tried to, when the Brat was the Brat, she was dope, funky, she had her shit just laid. And then I think that the industry was like, oh, you know, show some cleavage, you gotta do this. Y'all remember when she came out trying to be sexy? Yeah. Or MC Lyte too, like tried to come out with a little, well, I gotta give a little bit more sex appeal. Why can't women just use their bars? Why can't women just use their battling skills? I remember dope artists, like even MC Lyte. Remember she used to rock the baggy, that dope baggy jacket and her hairstyle. It wasn't about like, here goes some titties, or here's this. You can see it from the front. You can wait till you see it from the back type of shit. I'm like, okay, I ain't judging that, but I'm just like, where was that in between point? Where was it? Little Kim? Was it what's her name? Foxy Brown. Like, was that the era? Was it the 90s? When did that transformation take place? And I think it took place in the 90s. That the ratchet righteous person would be but she's fun too, would be Missy Elliott for me. The person who put it in that in between, because she had the bars, she had the quirkiness, but she also was throwing a little bit of sexualization in her shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Like that too, I think. Eve too.
Yeah. So that was my topic, like the hypersexual revolution, women in hip hop, I guess. So.
You know,
I agree with you, Melody.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, you agree with what'd you say?
You said Eve. I was gonna say Eve too. I feel like Eve is like the in between, because Eve had that real, you know what I mean? She was very attractive, you know what I mean? She was still sexual, but she had bars. She'll go at any rapper, you know what I mean? Male or female should go at their heads, you know what I mean? And then the thing I liked about Eve too was she wasn't about that female beat. You know what I'm saying? She was all about coming together and bringing things together.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with what you're saying. There definitely is like 3 lanes, right? There's the ratchet, there's the righteous, and the ratchet righteous, right? And righteous ratchet. And you know what I mean? For sure, there's definitely 3 lanes. And but for me, I feel like it's kind of like males too. And just speaking from a male point of view, I feel like males do it too, right? You got the conscious rappers, you got the drug rappers, you got the party rappers, right? There's all different types of avenues. So I feel even for women, there's different lanes required. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to put it in a box, women and male, but at the end of the day, that's what it is, right? So So I think there's a lane for all of it. Now, granted, and I know what you're getting at. You're saying the ratchet ones kind of get more attention, right? They get more attention than
money. Yes.
Exactly.
Commodity.
I agree.
Because you can't sell consciousness. Like, look at Lauryn Hill, like one of the dopest MCs. Like, well, look where, where she at, and then look where Tupac at when he tried to spit some consciousness. Look where he ended up, And so my thing was like, how come? Well, I know why, because it's money. Money. Absolutely. Like the stripper rap and like the sexualization. I know why, but that's what all music too. But people used to at least slide in one or two. Like, we can hear some Common on the radio, but we can't even hear no Rhapsody on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we can't for women, they're not. I don't see an avenue in the mainstream music. I don't see an avenue where, oh, let us have a Rhapsody or some conscious female MCs talking about like some Erykah Badu type of shit, like talking about growing some plants and shit, like, but they'll let a Common or even locally like a Brother Ali or I didn't mean to say that, but like a person who just gets to talk about walking in the park and like some Will Smith type shit. You can't get no female. They ain't let no females in like that. But they'll let men or male rappers like, oh yeah, you want to talk about something fun? I want to take my horse to an old town road, ride till I can't no more, you know what I'm saying? But then a female can't talk about like, I'm just chilling, hanging out, watching some kids,
Jill Scott.
Paying all my bills and minding my business, It's like you finna see some cleavage, you finna see some butt, or like, that's what I'm seeing now. So I don't mind it at all. People do what they do. I learned when Vincent van Gogh chopped off his ear, like, art is art. I ain't finna judge nobody's artistic expression. If I don't like it, I just won't rock with it. That's it. So. For sure.
But I think a lot of this comes from like, we have to also look at how society views women and look at the agendas that are being pushed. It's not just necessarily these women want to be out here ratchet, shaking, stuff like that.
They have stories, yeah.
Oh, do you want to get paid or not?
Mm-hmm.
Check or not? Mm-hmm. What do you want it or not? Because we're talking about take your top off and you could get this check.
Mm-hmm.
Show your ass and you can get this check.
Mm-hmm.
They do it to men. They do it to Black men, especially in movies all the time. Put on this dress. It's an industry. You have to think of that they're trying to push with the music, and what do they, because with music we curb society greatly. It's very it has a huge impact.
Yeah
I agree. I think it all comes down to the money. You feel me? Like, it all comes down to the money. You have people like Rhapsody that is making some airwaves, but not for nothing. Like, I feel like the women rappers of today that are in the forefront are actually better rappers than the women back in the day. At least some of them. I know a lot of people like to give Cardi B some heat, but I think Cardi B could float. Same thing with Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean? Obviously, those are the two forefronts, right? So those are the ones that I'm bringing out. Nicki Minaj say some joint that got me like, oh, that was clever. Same thing with Cardi. It's like, that was clever. That was a dope bar. You know what I'm saying? But I think they look at it like they're beating the system, right? I think that's the way they look at it. Like, I can still be lyrical and put out party records and still be sexy. You know what I'm saying? Now some of the things are just too far, but like, this is not for nothing. This is the era of the troll, right? So like, you know what I mean? You got men doing some really outlandish things. You know what I'm saying? Just for attention, right? And for the clout. So I feel you. I would love not only just for women to be able to rap whatever they want to rap about, but I'm touching on the point you brought up. I want to see men being able to do that too, because at the end of the day, a lot of times on the radio, all you hear is get high, you shake it, you know what I mean? Twerk, show, you know what I mean? Party, like that's just the radio in general. But the dope thing is the internet is on the side of artists. You know what I'm saying? So before the internet, you know what I mean? Like say a few years ago, maybe 5-10 years ago, we probably wouldn't have been able to give Rhapsody a chance. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a lane for it. You know what I mean? Like let that commercial sexual stuff stay on the radio and TV, but you got artists that are on the internet, Spotify and other stuff, still making tons of money and still doing well for themselves and still gaining fans.
Right. Well, you know, like if you look at independent artists, I noticed a lot of female independent artists, they don't do that. They're not out there showing everything, and they got, man, there's some female independent artists out here that are baby. Hey, y'all look.
I heard Sampa the Great.
Lady London spit, man. Lady London ain't no joke. I don't even know that she even makes songs, but that girl just be spitting.
Yeah.
Sexy. She's gorgeous, but she's like an Eve where, you know what I'm saying? She don't got to tell you she's sexy. She don't have to tell you she's sexy. You can see she's sexy. She's sexy because it's just about, that's her personality. It's her swag. It's how she carries herself. That's true sexiness. It's how you carry yourself. You don't have to show your body off to be sexy. But I mean, I'm saying with you, Miss Karla, I'm not knocking, because I don't have no problem with it. I actually like that ratchet ass shit. So
ratchet shit.
I'm a ratchet. My
righteous ratchets on the rise. Where my other brothers at? Let me see here.
Hiding, girl. They hide their skirt.
Nah, I totally agree with Gallo said. I totally agree. You have so many different avenues out here right now for that type of music. You know, it's so many different avenues that the digital age has brought to the game. And I feel like when you got something different, you can't sit back and wait for people to give you opportunities. Because what's popular is going to be popular. But if you got something different, you can't sit there and expect for them to gravitate to what you're doing. You got to go out here and make your own opportunities and use what you got and create your own lane. And then the bright people who love what you do, who like conscious music and music with substance, as I like to call it, they will gravitate to that. You know what I'm saying? The people who speak your language is going to hear you when you speak. You know, but if you speaking the language to a people who ain't trying to hear that, they not going to gravitate to it. Yeah. That's like me speaking Chinese, expecting for y'all to understand what I'm saying right now.
Exactly.
You know, that's just how I feel about the situation, though.
I feel your tone, BuTTa.
I agree. Yeah. That's real. Literally, there's always an avenue and a lane for everything you can imagine. There's people who associate with that in some way, shape, or form, and they want more of it. So, yeah, I agree. And that's why I'm with you. Art is art, man. That's the beautiful thing about art, is it can be perceived in any way, it can be projected in any way, and it's all about the person who is creating the art, and it's about the person who's accepting the art, because they're going to have their own vision of it differently, even from what the artist portrayed. That's the beauty of it. It's all about the art is portrayed differently for every single person. And it's cool. And I'm all about empowering women and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Whatever makes you feel alive and feel good, do more of that shit.
Yes.
Activity and high vibrations in this world, man.
Yeah. Agreed.
Trey Eighty, did you want to cue in on anything that we had to say about the ratchet?
I like Megan Thee Stallion. That's all I can say. I like Megan Thee Stallion, so.
There you go.
I do too.
I ain't mad at that, yo. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, I like Megan Thee Stallion too.
Yeah, she did.
Hey, that said it all right there. Classic, bougie, ratchet. Yeah, from righteous, ratchet. Yeah.
I like. Hey, listen, I was down with MC Light and them too. Don't get me wrong, but you know, Megan Thee Stallion to me, shoot, she's what today is now.
Right.
Honestly, she's selling. Shoot, look at her numbers. Numbers don't lie, right?
That's what they
She's
say.
doing her thing.
Don't lie.
She's
She
doing her
represents. She
thing. So,
represents this generation. She represents.
yes,
She's a reflection of it.
she's what's going on now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that goes back to the sexual revolution and the sexual commodity of women. Like, and I know that times have changed, but the beginning and basic of my topic was how did it? I mean, I understand how because sex sells, but yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't knocking on Megan. I ain't knocking on none of the artists. It's just that like I question. I think Tone BuTTa put it very, very clear. Like, yeah, if you got something, if it don't fit in this avenue no more, like if you don't fit in Queen Latifah, you don't fit in this world. What's going on in this wave no more? And I'm old school as hell. But if it don't fit right here no more, thank God we have all kind of other avenues. Like Miss Melody said, we have other avenues on the internet to get it cracking and get it down. So, ain't no complaints. I just want to chit chat about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good topic. It was.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Thank you. Yes.
Is that
You also made it. You also made a good point too. With about the money. I feel like even some of those. I feel like even a lot of artists who are out now that's a part of this generation and that may rap about the partying, the drugs and sexuality and stuff like that. There's a part of their artistry that we actually don't get to see because they choose to rap what makes them money. And I don't go against that because that's how they feeding their families. But I believe that, the money do play a big part in what these artists promote and display and put out there. Because I heard Trippie Redd do a freestyle, and I was like, man, to hear his music and stuff like that on the radio, it sound nothing like him doing a personal freestyle behind the scenes. I was like, this dude really got some substance with his music. But he puts out there what makes him money. It's like, if I rap like this, I'm doing behind the scenes in the freestyle, that's not what people want to hear. That's not what this generation want to hear right now. So I'm trying to get some money. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking that. So all I say is, if we do have something different and you want to stand on your morals and your standards of putting substance out with your music, stay in your own lane, do your own thing. And no matter if the process may be slow, the right people are going to gravitate to it. And it'll be the result in the long run will be great for you because you kept your integrity and you kept your morals, and what you put out there will make a great impact for the better. Real business.
I agree 100%. I think, what is it, Tone BuTTa?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Yeah. I agree 100% with you. I think that and this is kind of going off subject a little bit, but there's a lane for all of it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lane for all of it, and don't get it misconstrued. Rhapsody making money. You know what I'm saying? Like these conscious rappers and women rappers are making money. You know what I'm saying? They may not be in the forefront like a Megan Thee Stallion or a Cardi B, but they making money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's the level of money. You know what I mean? Obviously, if they're more on the forefront, then they get more opportunities. They get more deals, right? They get more opportunities from bigger companies, right? So which leads to bigger money, right? That's what they're aiming for. Some people are cool with not having that big money. You know what I mean? And when I mean big money, because like I said, Rhapsody got big money too, but there's a different tier, right? It's a different level. There's a different tier of money. And you know what I mean? Respect to everybody. But at the end of the day, and my message is for anybody that's watching and everybody that's listening, and I think Tone BuTTa said it beautifully, is keep your integrity. You know what I mean? Keep your integrity. And I know it's hard to say because depending on where you live, depending on your situation, I know it's easier said than done, but it's not always all about the money. You know what I mean? It's not all about the money. You know what I mean? The money
ain't good money.
Real business. That's real business.
Man. Straight up. And the followers and the fans are going to come and may take slower than some, but at the end of the day, you kept your integrity and you kept your sanity. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's, you know, to keep it on subject to all the women that are watching. You know what I'm saying?
Because, I mean, really, you have to go into it with what is it that you want to get out of whatever you're doing. I mean, are you in it just for the money? Then yes, get as much motherfucking money as you can, as fast as you can, and get the fuck out of there. If that's what you're looking for, definitely. If you, because you want to spread your conscious knowledge or your word, you know what I'm saying? Then you are going to have more of a longevity look at it. You are going to say, hey, yeah, it might be a slow go, but slow process is better than no process. And as long as I keep going what I'm doing, I'm going to keep gaining people. It's like a snowball. It might be a slow snowball, but that motherfucker going to gain people as I'm going. You're going to have people, like you said, they're going to gravitate. Oh, I like that. I like that vibe. I like that. I'm going to go to that. And they're going to stick with you through your process, man. I mean, I don't know. I know women who don't use their body and don't sell their body and are successful. So
definitely.
Word up.
Yeah. And I know women who use their body and are extremely successful with that too. So it's like, either way, you can be successful. Just do what you want to get out of it. Just make sure you stay true to whatever it is that you want to do within yourself, whatever that is. That's it. Stay true to you at all times. Yo, that's good stuff right there. Man, how do we go from righteous ratchetness? We got slavery, reparations. We got sports. Are they good or a bad distraction on the world's problems right now? I like that one. And dreams to reality. Yo, we got some good ones up here, yo. This is some good to talk about today. So let's touch on slavery reparations. I would like to talk about that. So Trey Eighty, this is your subject. Would you like to begin what it was that you had envisioned when you brought this topic for discussion?
I mean, well, shit. Look at everything that's going on nowadays. Especially, you know, it didn't start here in Minnesota, but the stuff that happened here lately, stuff that's been happening here lately. It's been going on in this world forever, as long as I've been living anyway. You know, the injustice, just everything. And I mean, for me, it doesn't end with the murders. You know, with the murders that weren't just George Floyd and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Nelson over North. So I think if they're gonna write everything or even try to begin to write everything, you might as well come with the reparations too. My mom, my dad, my other ancestors, shoot, we built this place.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What do reparations look like for you?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
I mean, for me, I want the reparations not so much just to go to us as a single person, but us to help build up our community, our Black community. Like they said that we had a Black Wall Street. We got to do some stuff for us. We got to start putting in money just like the football teams do, all these white owners, baseball, basketball. We got to figure out what we want to do as a people and start having something for us.
Can I ask a question?
Trey?
Oh, I don't want to interject if you're still talking, Trey Eighty.
Yep.
But I had a question too. When I first saw the topic, I already had my question available. Because obviously I'm a Black woman with ancestors that go way back. Like to what his question was, like, what does reparations look like? It's probably not even a question. I'm gonna say I thought about that. Like, what does reparations actually look like? Like, how can the children or the return of the ancestors, us, still sitting here waiting, like, what would that look like? What is it monetarily? Remember the 40 acres and the mule?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take that. I'll take 40 acres. Give me my 40 acres. Well, no, don't say shit to me. Give me my 40 acres. Shut the fuck up talking to me. Back. Give me 40 acres and I got this. I don't want no money and I don't even want that mule, but I'll use that mule. But this is just me. I'm like, just give me 40 acres of land and leave me and my people the hell alone.
Yep.
Don't talk. I can till that land. I can milk them cows. I can grow my own. Do you know how large 40 acres is? That's a lot of acres. Give me that promise that you said you was going to give my ancestors, and we're gravy. You ain't going to talk to me. I ain't going to use your police. Nothing. Give me my 40 acres. So I just wanted to say that I thoughtfully thought about that. Like, what does reparations even look like for me? When you see that stuff on the news, people talking about everybody gonna get 2-point-something million, or like, don't ever send me no shit. There is no money that give everybody their land back. Indigenous Africans, indigenous natives, because a lot of us have indigenous native blood in us that weren't able to be documented because we have African in us also, but the white people, the white natives, the $5 Indians were able to document that, hey, I got some native in me. We were never allowed land. We were never allowed reservation because of our black skin, but white skinned natives were able to profit off of that with casinos and all that. So give us our land back. We've been here way before Christopher Columbus, and all of us didn't come over here on no slave ship. We've been here. It's historically. When I went to California, I was noticing like old ancient black woman symbols around. I'm like, what is this? Like Queen Khalifa? Who is that? That's a Moor, like that was already here hundreds of years before slavery even existed. Everybody been everywhere. Europeans been here. You think that people just started exploring the earth in like year one? It's 20
in the 1400s.
Yeah, it's 2020. You think this earth been here for billions of years and that human beings just started exploring the planet? Everybody been in America the whole time. But the indigenous and then indigenous African American people, give me 40 acres and we good. You don't send me no Trump check. Don't send me no check. No $50,000, no $100,000. Don't even send me a check for $1 million. Just give me 40 acres. That's all I got to say. Sorry. I like the topic though. Sorry, but go ahead. Sorry.
But that's a good question though, because that's what I wanted to hear too. Was what does that look like for you? And you answered that perfectly. Like this is how you would feel, like you were heard and like you were fucking felt and mattered. God damn it. Fucking yes. I like that too. I like the land idea because this is the thing is like, first of all, they took our land, and second of all, and they fucking destroyed it, and second of all, like that's the true ownership is land. A motherfucker can own a house, but they don't own the land on that fucking.
Yeah, they still paying taxes.
Good, you own the structure, but that is nothing. That's nothing.
It's underneath.
You own the land underneath of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That land is everything, and they know that. That's why they try to just.
Got me amped up. I'm like, give me my 40 acres. Spike Lee Productions was like 40 acres and a mule. That's kind of how I learned a lot about 40 acres and a mule when Spike Lee started busting his movies out.
Yeah,
we did learn a lot of Black history here, and growing up in Minnesota school systems here. So that's 40 acres. That's it. That's big. That's huge.
It's for me, it's such a tough subject because it's like I kind of try to like look at things from all over. You know what I mean? I'm definitely I'm an analyst. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I think ownership is key, right? Just like you guys mentioned, I think ownership is key. However, this land was built off of blood. You feel me? Like where we are now is built off of blood. you know, where we, you know, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know, we had that. You know what I'm saying? We had that. And what happened? You know what I mean? They took it, right? They killed people and they took it. And it's like, that's cool for us to get reparations, but I don't want to repeat in history. You know what I'm saying? I don't want history to repeat itself. You
Keep
know
doing the same old thing.
Huh?
I said, yeah, the same old thing keeps happening. Yep, I hear you.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the same thing that keeps happening. So I think reparations is 100% key, right? Give us what we need, what we deserve. Excuse me.
Yeah, deserve. Yep.
Yeah, what we deserve. But at the same time, we need to put something in place where history doesn't repeat itself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's imperative. That's
Definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
because at the end of the day, what happens when people, and this is just human nature, when somebody gets something that somebody else doesn't get, how does that person feel when they don't get it? Right?
Envy
You know
like a
what I'm
mother.
Yeah. So
envy and stuff starts.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's just, and that's just human. That's not white, black, Spanish. That's just human. So,
My man.
you know what I'm saying? So we have to, and of course, first step is reparations, right? But, you know, if that were to happen, we have to put something in place where people can't come in and destroy it and take it back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the root of the problem needs to be addressed before reparations even happen. Yes, reparations is the first start, but it's something that has to be discussed and something that has to be put in place. You know what I mean? Or else, again, history will repeat itself.
We're going to build up some form to just come and take.
Exactly.
The only thing is this, though, like, we've done that before. There was fucking a land treaty between the fucking indigenous people and fucking the colonizers that has been just, it wasn't upheld. Like, they just don't uphold shit. And they do. They just come in and take it. Like, they just kill, genocide, and massacre motherfuckers and just take what the fuck they want. So it's like, I hear what you're saying. Yes, in logic, that sounds great, like, to do that. But how do we make sure that that actually is upheld, though? That's
Right.
How do we make some kind of an agreement that's actually upheld? Like, this is where we have problems is we can't stick with the shit. Like, you know, we have to have, I don't know, there's too many variables with humans, man. There's just so many fucking variables with humans. That's the problem. It's so difficult because
nobody's ever happy, right? Nobody's ever content, right? It's always, I want more, I want more, I want more, right? And, you know, I'm a person that believes that people can be unified, right? I strongly believe in bringing people together. Myself, I have all types of friends of all different races. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And not for nothing, you know, I have a lot of white people that confide in me and tell me, you know what I mean, during all these, you know, everything going on with the protests, I had white people call me like, yo, Gallo, I want to help, but what do I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's people that want to make it right? But unfortunately, there's so many consequences with making it right. You know what I'm saying? There's so many consequences, and not everybody's on the same page. You know what I mean? I remember when I was younger, you know, I had a white friend, and she was trying to get into college, right? And she felt like, you know, they had all these programs for black people, but they didn't have anything for white people. Okay? Now, obviously, for me, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious right now? You know what I'm saying?
Cry me your white tears.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, but listen, this is my point. There are millions of white people that feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Millions of white people that feel that way. So then you have...
We hear them all the time. They're like, all lives matter.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like we can't get ours. You know what I'm saying? We can't get ours.
Nothing. We just
can't.
You
know what I mean? Yeah, it's
not to cut you off, Gordon Nance.
Yeah.
My man, yeah. I don't think they gonna ever try to let us get ours. Cause what people don't realize is the people who was burning up stuff here wasn't even really necessarily black.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's what people don't even realize. See, I was here, and it ain't like I really seen nothing, but listen, I got young kids. I got young kids, and trust me, you know, like my son knows who's out there and what's going on and pretty much who did what. Man, it was a lot of folks that wasn't even black that was the ones starting the fires.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, that goes along with, if we do get some type of do, it's always gonna be that negative stuff.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I have a question, and this is just to kind of get on it a little bit. Can we actually be unified? Can there be peaceful unification, or do we need to be separate?
Keys and 808 Productions.
See me walk in the club, bring the cash out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. If you yacked out, nigga, if you yacked out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out. Ay, see I pull up, hop out. Bad bitches on my dick when I pop out. Catch you sliding the bournes, can't wait till I'm torn. A lot of bitches they born, I don't call, I ignore them. See a nigga like me, I stay focused on cash. Yeah, I might hit the club and like came on my dab. If she shaking that ass, best believe I'm gon' grab. Philthy money that bag, Philthy money hashtag gang. All these bitches on me cause I got it. If they talking, I'm the topic. Nigga disrespect, then we drop him. Yeah, he talking tough, he ain't bout it. He ain't really bout it, he ain't gon' shoot. He just tryna flex, show up for his crew. He a basic dude, he ain't really bout it, he ain't gon' shoot. He just tryna flex, show up for his crew till a nigga shoot. See me walk in the club, bring the cash out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. If you yacked out, nigga, if you yacked out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out.
I know what it is that got all these niggas mad at me. How I go to the club, pull up in the baddest V, walk to the bar, pop bottles with my family, smoke plenty kush blunts filled to capacity. I'm talking about that purple haze, I'm talking about that gravity. Minnesota nigga, but I only smoke Cali weed. An Arizona bomb that be sticky like a cactus tree. After 2 switches, have a nigga looking Japanese. In actuality, you niggas can't spaz with me. You dig my personality, you gon' love my personality. I'm in the club and I'm drunk in a motherfucker, but I ain't tripping cause I'm strapped in this motherfucker. Northside nigga, you know what it is, know I'm on a song. Check out the ad-libs, Philthy with the business. Tell them that we run it. I'm in this bitch, no VIP, we throwing hundreds.
See me walk in the club, bring the cash out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. If you yacked out, nigga, if you yacked out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out. Let a nigga act out, I bring the hammer out. I be straight to the money, that's a cash route. She was all in my face, she at my crib now. She was talking all slick, till I put it down. Her nigga calling, man, he stalking that bitch. She couldn't answer the phone, she was too busy taking dick. Ain't a rule, motherfucker, but you know how it is. I get 1 + 1 and I got 1 at the crib, gang. See me walk in the club, bring the cash out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. If you yacked out, nigga, if you yacked out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out. If you yacked out, nigga, if you yacked out. Got the burner in the trunk if you yacked out. Got these niggas bitches looking so they mad now. If a nigga disrespect, we gon' spaz out.
I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. Yeah, you've built a love, but that love falls apart. Your little piece of heaven turns to dark. Listen to your heart.
It's crazy how truth the only thing that our people don't believe in. I guess why we grieving. Everybody out for self, living their life cold-hearted. We don't die cause lack of love, but cause lack of knowledge. Feeding the lies ain't nothing but the devil trick. They steal your joy and take away your happiness. Brainwashed by the media and social sites. A black man dies, we quick to blame it on the whites. But where's the justice when we kill our own brothers? Genocide rise, feel the pain of a childless mother. Sad to say that the government don't love us. How do we stand when we divided against each other? Sad to say that the government don't love us. How do we stand when we divided against each other?
I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. Yeah, you've built a love, but that love falls apart. A little piece of heaven turns to dark.
Yeah.
Listen to your heart.
They say live in the moment. Currently at this moment, hit the power on the TV. Fox 5 stating, death comes easy, missing teen body discovered. 3-month-old baby father touched a shootout, ending the life of a child plus her mother. Cops killed another brother. Rest in peace of those deceased. Virus is spreading, epidemic of infection. Can we get ahead of this apocalypse and cure the remedy? The Lord left it up to me. With these words I speak a world of peaceful for the entirety of history. You can't fight for bliss. $1 million idea, but it don't make sense. Only love can accomplish changing our positions. We all follow our hearts, that's where love starts. Yet we take hate from our brains, swap our meanings, leaving us in this devastation. Wishing we were dreaming. Damn, how I wish that I were dreaming.
I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. Yeah, you've built a love, but that love falls apart. A little piece of heaven turns to dark.
It's like living in a bad dream. All this crime I see, too much hatred in our hearts, ain't no love or peace. We always innocent since birth, living in these wicked times, getting worse cause it's hell on earth. But I thank the Lord for his grace. Please wipe my tears cause I know I must see better days. What can I say, just have faith small as a mustard seed. And just believe and let your spirit guide you till you're free. I know we all go through struggles cause this life hard, but we can't make it on our own, not without God. Don't focus on all your problems, focus on your blessings. The things you give your focus to could be your blessings or your stresses. Life lessons make us stronger. We grow from pain. You won't cherish the sun unless you feel the rain. I hope my people come to know we in our last days. And I just pray that everybody get their soul saved.
I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. Yeah, you've built a love, but that love falls apart. A little piece of heaven turns to dark. Listen to your. I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. Yeah, you've built a love, but that love falls apart. A little piece of heaven turns to dark. Listen to your heart.
How we look at animals and call them savages. Though they show more compassion for their own than us. Their minds may be inferior, but their hearts are superior. The loss of our compassion dismantle humanity. How can we reconcile? One word, love. The time for it is now.
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you about something. I have kids by a few different white women, and I straight told them, I said, if these cops don't get prosecuted, if they don't prosecute me, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my personal opinion, if they don't prosecute all 4 of them cops, it's gonna be an uprising. And we have kids together, and our kids are mixed. You're gonna have to pick a side.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just being honest.
Should have been aside.
Huh? I mean, you have to be a side being picked because you have a kid with a black man, and if they're not gonna uphold the law and really follow it for everybody, then that's telling us black folks we're gonna continue to do this stuff to y'all forever. And that means your kids, whether they're all black or half black or whatever.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying to a white woman. If you have kids with a black man and this stuff doesn't go the way it really supposed to go, you're going to have to pick a side. You're going to have to. Because then it's going to end up becoming divide and conquer.
So my question to the separation of people is multiracial and mixed people. What are racial? So what do you do with me?
You're black.
Man.
You're black.
Black.
You're black.
You're black.
You're black.
Or us?
That's my point. You're black. Once you mix the two races, the baby's black.
Right.
No matter what we think, no matter you being the mother, what you think, a white cop who's racist and don't like black people don't look at him and say, he's black. He's not white, he's black. He can look at him and tell that. So that's my point. That's where, to me, they're going to have to make a choice. A choice is going to have to be made. I'm saying if they don't do the right stuff, and all these cops don't get prosecuted. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen this before. I've seen this stuff before. I've seen it too many times. So I want the right stuff to happen, but I don't have me personally, I don't believe in it. Until I see it and they do it, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it until it happens.
I'm hoping for the world that they realize that
that's my point.
Silently, people are not just going to go silently if these police are not.
No, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm an older black man and I'm not going to go silently. Because if that would have been my son, they'd have had to kill me.
In our younger generation, they're not us and they're not our parents. They're not going for the shit. Like, they're with the shit.
No, yeah. The younger generation is ready.
They want smoke.
Yeah.
They're with the
generation. The younger generation is ready for it.
Because they're ready for it. They're ready for it. And I'm not saying they're fully prepared mentally or they're fully prepared physically, but they're going head first. You're fucking not.
They're not even thinking.
They're rolling.
Yeah. They're not even thinking. They're just doing.
Exactly. Yeah. They're just way
all reaction. It's all reaction. It ain't no thinking, having no process, thinking stuff, and then reacting. It's just all reaction.
I think that's why it's important for us to come together, though. I think because if the young ones and the older ones can connect, I think that the wisdom of those who are older, who have seen the way and seen things done, like my brother said, I've been here for, like he said, he's been here for a while, so I've seen this thing reoccur over and over. He have seen the protests and things happen before. But then you got the younger generation who are larger in numbers, who are more active. And I think that if we can unify on that, where the older ones can give the younger ones wisdom, that they can go about it in the right way, in a more proper way, to make an impact rather than just acting off of impulse and making things worse than what it already is. And not saying that, that the protests or nothing like that is bad. I commend the protests and stuff like that, but for the ones who are making the protests ineffective because of the bad that is implemented in the midst of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I can smoke on here, nigga. I'm grown. But yeah.
Smoke out here. This is the same.
I wasn't expecting y'all to hear that was my fault. But anyway, yeah. Man, look, let me tell you something. My dad was a Black Panther. So I know all about the Great Depression and everything and all that. So I'm like, I get real serious when it comes to this because it's just not about us. It's about our parents, our people before that, just on down the line. So you know, this is serious, man. I don't know if we're ever gonna get it right, but man, we gotta go in a different direction.
Right.
We got.
And it's much more important for those who coming after us.
We treat each other.
Exactly. We gotta go in a different direction, man, because the stuff we've been doing for the past 400 years ain't working.
Hey, didn't Tupac say that shit? Huh.
Man, Tupac told us years ago, a long time ago, man. We got to do something different here, man, because
and he been preaching.
I'm even sick of it, and I'm not even like no violent type person, and I don't even believe in killing nobody. But man, I'm just not gonna sit up and let you kill me, or even kill any of my people.
Yeah,
and another thing too, just since we talking about it, that whole thing to me. Black folks, we gotta learn how to, if we're gonna stick together, we got to stick together. We can't stick together when the going's good. We gotta learn how to stick together when it's the shittiest of times.
Right.
One thing that I've learned, like, we always wanna stick together when everybody getting money and shit's good. Bro, I need you here with me, man, when I'm crying and I'm down. I need somebody to help lift me up sometime. And do it in a way where I don't feel like I gotta go hurt somebody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody else needs to hurt for me to feel better. Man, that shit's getting old.
Mm-hmm.
For real. We gotta, man, we as a black people, we gotta figure our shit out too. But at the same time, the rest of America gotta figure out and understand too that we're human, we're people, and we are just as equal as they are.
Right.
Just because our skin color don't mean that we're less equal. Man, get the fuck out of here. My mom went to college for 3 years, worked for Blue Cross and Blue Shield as a claims worker, and we was poor as fuck. So that tells you it all right there. It's about your skin color. It ain't about what you know or what you can do. It's your skin color, and that's bullshit. Shouldn't be like this.
Such bullshit. It's such bullshit.
Yeah, I just feel like that's just. I feel like what is it? My brother Gallo has said. What was that question that you had made?
I said, do you want to unify or do you want to separate?
Right.
Is it that question?
And can we unify?
Yeah.
Can we even unify?
Yeah, he said, can we unify?
Can we unify or do we need to separate?
I think that's a great question, man. That's a great question because I think the origin of it is even deeper than just skin color. You know what I mean? It's on the side of good and evil because you do have other races who stand on our side, who support Black lives. Like I forgot who said that, but that have genuine white friends and friends of other cultures who really have love for us and respect Black lives. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it as it's a thing of good and evil. And we can't keep expecting the evil that has been against us for so many years to give us what we feel like we deserve. I feel like that's where it comes in, where we need to unify together as a people and as a community. And like we was talking about the same thing with the music thing. Like we were saying, if this certain group or whatever is not trying to give you a platform or a lane because you're different, then you have to go and create your own lane, just like we did Black Wall Street. One thing I'm gonna say is, in life, it's always gonna be adversity. We're always gonna have opposition in life. That's inevitable. You're always gonna have that. But each generation should be something left down to them for standing up and continue to fight and continue to build. Even if something get destroyed, we shouldn't stop building. We shouldn't divide against one another because of something get destroyed. We should continue standing up for our rights, continue to keep on fighting and continue building. We might not be where we want to be, but from 400 years ago when our ancestors was in slavery, we are definitely in a better position than we have ever been. Yeah, it's still racism. Yeah, it's still hatred. That's life. But we got to constantly persist through that and keep on fighting through that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't help us when we are coming against one another. That doesn't help us at all. That's like breaking breaking your own legs. That's like sitting up here and it's an army on this side that we fighting against, but the team that we're on fighting against each other when we already got an army that's coming against us. We got to stand strong together. We got to keep on building. No matter if it get knocked down, keep on building. Don't let it stop, and give that down to the younger generations. Because most importantly, that's who is going to affect the most, is the younger generations that's coming up. So that's why I like what my brother said. We got to go in a different direction. But the thing is, we got to go diligent, and we can't stop fighting. You don't never give up fighting. If a bully beats you up 100 times, you better keep on fighting, because that 101 time, you might just knock them out. You don't just give up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about it. Real business.
That's facts, though. That's facts. Unity, man, yo. One strand, yo, compared to 4 strands. Imagine 4 strands compared to one. It can't be broken as easily as what say.
Real business. Like, our ancestors didn't die for no reason. They died. We couldn't even, because we didn't live in that time to where we had to drink from the dirty water fountain where only black people, and we couldn't walk in stores because it was only white. Because we haven't lived in that time, some people look at it as insignificant. Just to say, man, all it was not going in the store, or all it was not drinking in the water fountain. But to those who live in that time, if they were living right now, I guarantee you that they will be pleased on the changes that have happened, that the things that were changed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we might not be what we want to be, but guess what? We ain't got to sit on the back of the bus no more. We can go in any restaurants we want. We can be CEOs of our own business. We can read a book without being killed or locked up and thrown in jail for trying to educate ourselves. We have information at our fingertips to become knowledgeable as we want to be. Mm-hmm. So it's up to us to not wait for who tries to oppress us to give us what we need. Why would we sit here and keep asking our oppressor to give us what he needs? It's already obvious that they don't want to do that. So we have to learn and create and build ourselves, just like our ancestors did before. And we shouldn't stop doing that just because we got adversity. Adversity is always going to arise when greatness is on the other side. We just got to keep fighting through it and stick together. That's real business.
Say that shit again.
I'm like, let me write that down.
Okay, baby, you preaching, Tone Butter. Get it.
That's what I was going to say, Malcolm.
Real business. Real business, man. All glory to God, man.
Yes, okay. We over here cheesing. Good job, Tone Butter. Yes, say that shit. That's so real. That's so real. I love it. Man, we definitely have to unite amongst ourselves. And you talking about you bringing in your own topic right now, dreams to reality. Like you bringing in your own topic into this right now. That was a transition because we can bring these dreams to reality by together and standing strong and continuing to keep standing up no matter what and empower one another. And when we see one of our brothers or our sisters down, we lift them up.
Right.
We talk them up. We speak life into each other. We stop fucking talking down on each other and separating light skin, dark skin, and all. I hate that shit. That shit. Fuck all that shit. We need to unite. Unity is always been the fucking answer. Love is the answer. Love is always the answer.
It really is. It really is.
Love it.
It really is.
So go on and talk about dreams to reality then.
So dreams to reality, the reason I picked that topic is I just feel like that is the mantra for this time right now. And based on me personally, there's dreams that God has given me years ago that I knew I was going through a process, but one day that those dreams will be manifested if I continue building, if I continue just keep going and doing what I needed to do and not giving up because of the adversity that was in front of me. Like right now, I am the CEO of Real Business Ministries and Entertainment. That was a dream that God gave me. That's an independent record label. So I am a CEO of my own independent record label. That was a dream that God given me years ago, over close to 10 years ago. But there was much adversity that came against it. There was much people who tried to shut it down. There was much people that spoke against it, that slandered it, everything. But I didn't give up. I kept being persistent. I kept being consistent. Even if I got knocked down, even if this road got blocked, even if people denied me, I kept on building. I kept on building. And even when, like, goes back to talking about the music thing, the music melody, which you have heard my music before, is very, very positive. And I'm always representing God. And it's not a big lane for that in, you know what I'm saying, in the hip hop culture. It's not a great lane for that in this generation right now. Because what's popular is trapping, you know what I mean, sexuality. And I really speak in the light of different things other than that. You know what I mean? I really speak in the light of positivity, uplifting women, uplifting the younger generation. So that lane, I had to create my own lane to come and walk in my stride and to build something that was impactful that God gave me a vision for a long time ago. And now, even though he gave me it a long time ago, now today it is manifested. It's a dream that became reality. The same when Dr. Dream had made his speech up at here in Washington, D.C. I have a dream that one day my children should not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. We have come a long way from that, and it's still going on. But guess what? From Martin Luther King time and the time now, there has been many changes that has been made. No, we are not at the mountaintop, but guess what? We still climbing. We still moving. We still going. Black people still strong. We still smart. We still making things happen. We still building new things. We got black entrepreneurs. We got black lawyers. We got black judges. We got black excellence in a lot of different areas. But of course, negativity is always going to be magnified more than the positive. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the side. But we got to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? If God put a dream inside you, you got to keep on walking. You got to keep on fighting with that dream. If you get hit and you get knocked down, get up. If somebody speak against it, you got to know and stand on that dream that God gave you. You can't listen to what everybody say because some people can't see the dream or the vision that God gave you. You got to stand strong and stand on it until the time comes, because on the perfect timing, when the time is right, God will bring that dream to reality. And the people who overlooked it, who looked down on it, who stomped on it, they will marvel at the success of your dream when it becomes reality, when the time is right. And I feel like this is a time now. With dreams, even though we're in the midst of chaos and all this going around, God is still making people's dreams come true in the midst of this chaos. Some people are still being, a lot of people are still being blessed. A lot of people are still fighting, still making great accomplishments and achievements, even in our Black community, even though we're going through a lot of chaos around us. So you can't allow the chaos or the trouble or trials and tribulations that you're up against or that's around you stop you from walking into your destiny and who God created you to be. You got to keep walking. This life is about keep walking no matter what you go through, no matter who come against you. You got to keep walking. You got to keep walking. And that's just me. That's just how I feel. Real business.
Woo! Man, Tone Butter taking y'all to church today. I sure, well, it's Thursday being viewed, but today's Sunday, so he was taking us to church. I hope y'all had your pen and paper for that one.
I just put that in the chat room. I was like, I can't wait till this show hit the air. What a blessing. We in church up in this thing.
Glory to God, always the word.
I felt the word.
Yeah.
Trey 80, Tone Butter, thank y'all, man.
Real business. I'm blessed to just be here on this call with y'all. I'm blessed to be here in this interview with y'all. And, you know, for us to be like this as we coming together, no matter from all different walks of life. I'm over here in Washington, D.C. Y'all in Minnesota. From all walks of life, but we sitting here and we coming together, sharing our thoughts and expressing ourselves on real situations. The world need to hear that. We need to come together more like this. I miss the Sundays when Black families would come together and have Sunday dinner. And Black people our Black community, I don't even know if people sit at the dinner table and eat together as a family no more. Everybody on their phones and stuff now. We gotta learn to put the things that the world is distracting us with down and start coming together. Some Black families don't even know how to talk to each other. It's too much division. It's too much division. We got to learn to stand together and come together.
Man, love is the answer, y'all. If we just
love is the answer.
Another and just like if you love other people as you would love yourself, that's it right there. Because really, when you put somebody reflecting it back onto yourself, so the best option for you is to love others.
Amen. Absolutely agree.
First of all, I don't really know much about everybody that's here. It's a breath of fresh air to hear another artist that puts out the positive music. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, brother.
Word up. You know what I mean? Bro, I'm on the same wave. I'm on the same wave, bro. You know what I mean? And you know, early in my career, I got compared to Will Smith a lot. You know what I'm saying? And you know, people didn't want to take you serious until you start gaining traction, right? People start taking you more serious when you gaining traction. How do you gain traction? You work, right? You work and you stick, just like you said, man. You stick to those dreams, like you said. You know what I mean? You stick to them, and you, no matter how many times you get knocked down, no matter how much adversity you get, you keep going, right? Because your passion is stronger than their adversity. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And that's exactly what it's about. Just maintaining that positive mentality and that positive work ethic. You know what I'm saying? And you know, one thing that I like to say is positivity is not about being happy all the time.
Right. That's real. That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
because,
real.
You know, you could be very positive and you could be very angry. You could get upset. You could get down. But positivity, being positive, is knowing that no matter how dark it gets, you're going to end up in the light. That's what positive energy is about. You know what I'm saying?
Real business. Real business.
And that's what, you know, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people think, you know, I have a lot of people that say, well, being positive isn't realistic. Well, that's because you didn't train your mind to be positive. You know what I mean? I say train, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You know what I mean? It's something that you have to train your mind, train your thoughts for. You know what I mean? How do you train yourself to be positive? You read things that are positive. You associate with people that are more positive. You associate with people that are successful. You watch and listen to podcasts. You read blogs that help you to remain positive. The more you feed into the negative, if you find yourself like, oh, what happened in the latest critics, or what happened in, you know, if that catches your attention more, then you didn't train your mind, and you're not training your mind. You know what I'm saying? You have to train your mind. You have to train your mind to block out that negative stuff. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, negative, just like negativity is reality, positive is reality, right? Yep. So negativity is reality, right? Sometimes it can't be ignored, right? But it's not about focusing on the problem. It's about focusing on the solution.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? And then to kind of just get back more into your topic, you know, dreams to reality.
Oh, you still on it?
Yeah, straight up, yeah. But, you know, not everybody might not realize that. But I try to break things down a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Guess because they know that they manifesting all the time, whether they realize it or not.
Right.
Exactly, yo. You know, one thing that I did a leadership class when I was younger, and one of the biggest things is what you resist will persist. You know what I'm saying? And what that means is, if you always talking about, I don't want to be broke no more. I don't want to be struggling anymore. What are you focusing on?
Struggling.
You're focusing on being broke and struggling. But if you change your thought, right? You change your thought and you say, yo, I want to make money. Yo, I want to live good.
Have money. No, I have it. I have it.
Even that too, you're manifesting it, right? It's already there. Absolutely. Absolutely. But, you know, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Training your thoughts to focus on the positive, on what you want rather than what you don't want.
For what you have, more will come your way. Right? You're grateful. You got to start being grateful for what you have right now in front of you. Start being
there you go.
this, and more you say, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. Thank you, I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you.
Sure.
Oh, you like that? Here, here's some more. Because everything about is what the universe thinks you want and what you like. So it's gonna give you whatever you're thinking about and whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a giant rubber ball. You throw something and it bounces right back at you.
Absolutely. And you know what's dope? Like, there's people that are on the same wavelength as us, you know what I mean? Which is cool. And I love to have those conversations with people. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of people on the same wavelength than us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just gotta, what do they say? Spoon feed them. You know what I mean? You gotta break it down. You know what I'm saying? And there's different ways of teaching. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing for me, especially dealing with youth. I think Frederick Douglass said, he said, I'd rather, help a young man than a young man than a broken man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying? The youth is still learning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Older people, it's harder for them to change their ways. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is harder. Right. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
I think it's important. I think it's super important for people like me, Tone, was it Trey 80? I think it was. And the sister that's on here too, and you too, Melody, is to spend time with our youth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only just talk to them, but also lead by example. You know what I mean? When
right.
they see us achieving and then being visible, right? Yeah, we're achieving, but we ain't leave you. We still here rocking with you. You know what I mean? It becomes more real to them. It becomes a lot more real to them. And then their surroundings that are full of negative, right? The media, TV shows, their peers, their teachers, unfortunately, their parents, we don't know anybody's situation, but they have a lot of negativity to deal with. But when they have that positive influence that that is actually tangible, that they can see and touch, that's what really changes lives. You know what I mean?
Real business.
The quote is, it's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men.
Yeah. I misquoted, but you know what I mean.
I was just for everybody to know. Yeah, no, that's super true though. Like
absolutely.
It feels difficult sometimes at the time to like raise a child properly because you feel like you're being mean or whatever. You know, like sometimes it's really difficult at the time, but it's true. If you take heed now and you raise them properly to be strong, you won't have to deal with the aftermath later. And what happens a lot of times is we do have broken men and women who just now, they don't even know how to exist themselves, let alone how to fix themselves.
Yeah. Nah, absolutely right. I agree 100%.
Each one reach one.
Yeah,
like the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child.
It definitely does. I so wish we could get back to that village and tribal mentality where we just band together and you see my kids messing up, hey, is that how we do? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Same. Like, I really wish we could just get back to that where we just loved and nurtured each other again. Like,
instead of being
the thing that makes it so hard. Oh, my bad, bro. Go ahead.
No. That's all I was saying. Instead of being offended, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Real business. The thing that makes it so hard is that the evil that has become more bold in society today. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for you to sit there and be comfortable with somebody else disciplining your child or, expecting them to give them the right counsel when you hear pedophiles snatching children up every 5 seconds. Yeah. Children being kidnapped and murdered, and they running kidnapping rings and selling organs and all this stuff. It's so bold now and just out in the open. It's like, no, I don't want my kids around nobody. I don't even want them around some of their family members. So that it made us put up a fence. And it's constantly now where it was community. Now the community is looking at one another as culprits and suspects. So, and I look at that as the devil being in the midst of all that, man. When evil is prevalent like that, the devil is in the midst of that. And it makes it no better that God has been removed in so many aspects of the community. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I look at it. God has been removed in so many aspects of our families and our communities, and it allows the devil to run rapid through us and cause division and cause these problems. And we have no standpoint against it if we don't stand with God on it. That's how I look at it, as far as me personally.
Man, that's so real. I think that's really where it kind of stopped, is because people were so, well, you can't talk to my child that way, or you do worry, is somebody going to be excessive with how they speak to them, or are they going to try to be physical with them and you're not physical with your children, or are they
sexually harass them,
touch on your babies? Like,
right.
There's plenty of that. And like, what's so crazy is, yo, salt and sugar look the same. You see what I'm saying? So you can't always tell just by looking at somebody.
Right, right.
Now, me personally, I don't know, I feel like I can really read energy really well, and I can feel a creeper. Like, I can feel if somebody's,
Right. You get that intuition.
But that's not always the case, because sometimes, you know, they start off being more, I don't know, charismatic and
right.
Be your own family.
And it can be their own family, like you said. Yeah, it could be their own family. They trust these people, so they're not even thinking like this person might be this way. No, they would never. I know so and so. They're not like that. Maybe you've never even seen anything like that in them, but that doesn't mean that's not true. So I can totally understand that, and I know that that's probably why we're very standoffish. I know as a mother, that's why I would be standoffish. But like, when it comes to my friends, though, my friends can tell my children not to do something. They have to be able to do that. If we can't reprimand and correct, and by reprimand, I don't necessarily mean hitting other people's kids, but I mean, like, if you can't correct and adjust a child, redirect a child who is around you, then you shouldn't be around those people.
Right. And I also as well, if we're going to talk from that perspective, we have to talk from the other one too, because there's so many parents who are raising very disrespectful children. And that is a problem as well in our community, where a lot of adults are not going to put up with that.
Exactly.
Where you have children that feel like they don't even respect their own mothers and fathers. So if an adult do come with wise counsel, even if it's in a proper manner, this kid is totally disrespectful. They don't respect their elders. Right. They smart out the mouth. They curse somebody. They do all different types of things. Even down here in DC, it was a thing at a time where you got the younger kids on the metro and the bus beating up the older people, beating up on older people, robbing them, and, you know, doing all types of crazy, you know, foolish things. You know what I'm saying? And that plays a big part in the destruction of our community as well.
It does.
The same way we have irresponsible adults, there are disrespectful children. And altogether as a whole is detrimental for our community.
Yeah, the disrespectful kids part is really difficult, because I have a hard time with it, because personally, I don't let my kids talk to me disrespectfully. That's not how we talk to people. It's about mutual respect amongst humans, period. Not just because I'm your mother, but because I'm another person, and I wouldn't want you to go out into the world thinking that you can talk to other people that way.
Right.
First of all, you're not going to talk to me because I don't let people talk to me like that. But definitely, you're not going to go out there and thinking I'm teaching you. So you're not going to go out there and think that you can just talk to people like that and you're going to get a positive response. You're going to get a negative, adverse response from some people. So I have a hard time with other people's kids when they're disrespectful to not be like, hold on, you're not going to talk to me like that. Because I will tell you, you're not going to talk to me like that. I'll tell an adult you're not going to talk to me like that.
Right.
So I'm damn sure going to tell a child you're not going to talk to me like that. Right. It gets crazy, because it's like, dang, do I have to defend myself now? Am I have to fight this kid? Because
and then you look at the possibility of getting thrown in jail and all types of crazy stuff. But at the same time, it's like, where your parent that first job starts at home.
Right.
That child should be being taught at home. It starts at home. But then we have the problem where a lot of children come from broken homes.
Yeah, most of us come from broken homes.
Yeah, I sure did.
I think more of us do than don't. I don't know if you guys heard me.
And if we didn't, then we know somebody that did, right?
Right. There's so many people that come from broken homes that it's almost like weird to see people who have both their parents from birth, like, and they're still together.
Man,
dope.
Crazy. Look, I gotta thank God for that. Mine's has come back together in my older age, and I gotta thank God, man. I thank God for that.
That's what's up.
Grew.
Hey, bro.
It takes is growing. You know what I mean? Whatever they went through in the past, they obviously grew and they worked through that, and that's beautiful. I bet that's a bond that could never be broken now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It had nothing to do with them and everything to do with God. Everything. It's such a miraculous thing to see that I don't even think they still believe how it happened.
That's dope. That's super dope. Congratulations to them, because that's really dope.
Real business. But I think it takes us who grow up and mature. And like you said, Melody, love conquers all things.
Man, everything.
I think it takes for us to love on those who are broken and comfort them, especially these younger ones, so that they can know that somebody out here, even if their parents are not in their life, or they have been hurt when they were younger, just for them to know that, listen, somebody loves you.
Right.
Somebody do love you. And I want to help you live a well-lived life and live it the right way. You know what I mean? And that's where the village comes in at.
Mm-hmm.
That plays such a big thing in our communities.
Yeah, for me, I agree, bro. And for me, I had an interview last week with the studio, and I touched on it a little bit. I didn't put it out publicly, but I'm gonna start a nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna, for sure. That's going to,
brother.
Yeah, man. That's gonna help our youth. More than anything, man. I help out at the YMCA down by me. And the kids, they mainly live in an area called Homewood, right? And Homewood is like one of the worst hoods in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Right. And hearing these kids' stories, their mom, their parents on drugs, you know what I'm saying? Or their mom, they don't have their father in their life. Their mom works a double shift just to pay rent, you know what I mean? In a very small house. They don't get to eat every day. You know what I mean? And this is out of their mouths. This is them telling me, like, how can you not be touched by that, right? But you wouldn't know if you wasn't around it. You know what I mean? And how many people are not around that, right? You know what I'm saying? So, there's so many children just like that, you know what I mean, that are struggling to eat and don't have an avenue. Thankfully down the street, the city gave millions of dollars to open up a studio, to open up a photography joint, to teach them photography, graphics, DJing. It's all funded by the city. You know what I mean? Which is dope. You know what I mean? Super dope. You know what I mean? And it's dope that these kids get that opportunity. You know what I mean? But the other side of it, and the tough thing, and I touched on it earlier, is their peers. Some of their peers aren't creative like them, right? They're not into the same things to them, right? So there goes that peer pressure, right? That peer pressure holds a lot of our youth back as well. You know what I mean? That's why it takes, as being older and being more experienced, to be more active. We have to be more active. We have to show up for these young ones. You know what I'm saying? Because they're around the negativity all the time. So we have to be there, to, you know what I mean, to help them. And that's the first step. You know what I mean? That's the first step. Then from there, it's about creating more opportunities and real hope and real dreams for these kids. You know what I mean? Because most of the time, they live in a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? They live in a nightmare. You know what I mean? Like, you want them to have positive dreams, but they know what they know because that's what they're around. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's all over the world. So coming through as a tribe, right, as a village, and coming together and actually, bringing hope. And then the other thing is having people of other races involved. You know what I mean? Right. It's great, and I know the impact. Somebody that looks like me and you doing good, that influences you more. However, it's important to be educated that other races love us too. You know what I mean?
Man, that is powerful. That is powerful. That's powerful. You want to know why? Because I was just having a talk with a friend of mine from Kansas, and you know, her upbringing, she grew up around different cultures. You know, she grew up around different, I hate to say different races, because the way I look at it is we all is one race, and that's the human race. That's just me personally. So I always say different cultures. But long story short, she grew up with white friends and Spanish friends and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And growing up in DC, it was predominantly black people. We didn't see a lot of we rarely seen no white people in our community unless they were the police. Or you might have that one white teacher who was bold enough to work at the public school in the middle of the hood. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, we didn't have a lot of interactions with other cultures. So whatever we may have been being fed would be what we would believe. And I had a very toxic perception on other different cultures based on things I was fed from people who had toxic perceptions. And it had me to grow up looking at other cultures with a toxic mindset until I embraced and I was put in positions to where I had to converse and interact with other cultures, and it made me be like, whoa, they not what I thought or what I was being fed when I was here. Wow, it's cool to have a white friend, or it's cool to have Spanish friends and stuff like that. You know, I don't think that God created us different skin colors and stuff for us to be divided against each other. I think he created us different for us to learn how to embrace each other's differences and love each other still the same. Because if the world was just one way and it was just one thing, it'll be so bland. Man, I love having different cultures of friends. I love chilling with my Spanish friends, and the way they joke might not be like how I joke, and the way some of my white friends laugh and play might not be how I like to laugh and play, but all together, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. That's what, like what I say about family. All of us, in each and one of our families, all of us are different. We got some up, some down, some drunks, some dope fiends, some this, some that. But all together, we make a beautiful song. All together, we make a beautiful song. I don't care if you're beefing, if you're mad at each other, whatever. All together, we make a beautiful song. That's real business, though.
All said and done.
Real business.
Hey, and I love Spanish food. I love Italian food.
Me and you both.
All over. Everywhere.
When you said Spanish friends, the first thing that came to my mind, like, how cool would that be? I don't have a lot of Spanish friends. I have a few. But I was like, man, it would be, I love sitting in other cultures. Mm-hmm. I love, and being in Minnesota is super a melting pot for diversity. And, with our Somali community, Liberian, Nigerian, East Asian, Southeast Asian community is just so beautiful to connect with people of other cultures. And you have to think about all of God's species of animals. There's red cardinals, which I love, yellow birds, hummingbirds, bluebirds. There's all kind of dogs. There's all kind of cats. There's all kind of human beings. And can we just all get along and sing that song like you said, Tom?
Get along.
Yes.
Love.
Yeah.
Shit. With it. I'm the same as you, Karla. I love different. That's one of the my favorite things about Minnesota is that we have everybody. Like every culture is here, and it's so dope. Like, it's just a different feeling, and it's a different vibe, and I feel at peace, like amongst all of the cultures, because that's one thing about Minnesota is we integrate. Everybody's everywhere. Like, don't get me wrong. There's pockets of like people who live amongst each other. Like there's like little Somalia. There's like little Mexico. We have little, that's literally.
We have the largest Liberian population in the U.S.
another, and there's like markets and things like that, but we integrate.
Minnesota's very integrated.
As well.
Melody, you gotta invite me down to Minnesota and come on the show.
Yes,
Give me
Melody, invite Tone down here.
Definitely.
Come on.
Say no more.
Minnesota's dope. We have food from every walk of life. Like, you can literally shop and find clothing and like spices and just whatever you need from your culture, you can find it. Like, it's so dope. I just love that. I love Minnesota, like, for that.
I'm definitely gonna be coming down.
How I'm there? I can't even hear it now. I ain't had pictures from me, but I can't hear it. I don't know what I did.
Trey Eighty, you talking to us? You talking about?
For me?
Yeah, you was talking.
My phone's messing up.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't hear y'all, so I'm having my son help me out.
Oh, he's doing sign language for you?
No, he's trying to fix it for me, but we good now, though. Sorry about that, y'all.
I bet. No.
We'll keep swinging.
So, Tone, like, or does anybody, I guess, it doesn't necessarily even have to be Tone because it's a roundtable discussion, but does anyone have any ideas on, like, what is the process? How do we bring our dreams to reality? What does that look like? I know it's different for everybody, but, like, what are some ideas or some tips you might give?
I mean, just whatever you're trying to do, just keep on moving. Just go for it. Just go forward. Don't let nothing stop you. Nothing.
I say, no, I agree. Definitely go for it. But also too, man, be around people that are successful. You know what I mean? People that are successful. You know what I'm saying? Look at positive examples. You know, what you're doing there's nothing new under the sun, right? So there's always something there that you can refer to that can help you to reach your next level or next goal. You know what I mean? And then also too, as much as you can, block out the negativity. You know what I'm saying? Block it out as much as possible. We're gonna see it. I'm not saying, you know, you're not gonna see it, because you will see it, right? You will get adversity. You know what I'm saying? You will have negative experiences, but don't let that define you, right? Don't let that define you. Don't let that knock you down and keep you down, right? It's all about getting back up. And not for nothing, you know, a big thing that I say is I'm all about wins and lessons. Yeah, I don't take no losses. You know what I mean? It's all about wins and lessons. So, you know, we can learn from every situation, and that's how we get better. That's how we grow, and that's how we make dreams become a reality.
Hey, man, that's a drop the mic moment.
Let the church say amen. Melody, you gotta keep hosting church on Sundays. Come on.
Every Sunday, church over here, the juice. You know what I'm saying? Sunday. You guys see on Thursdays, but every Sunday we over here preaching.
Real business. God be glorified in all things.
Yes.
But that's real though. That's real, man. For your dreams to turn into reality, you have to be persistent. You have to be consistent. You have to endure hardships and still keep moving. You have to have endurance. You have to have perseverance. You have to be patient. You have to respect the process. Too many people want a microwavable success. Can't have it like that. You gotta respect this process. It's levels to this.
Man.
And each level, like my brother said, each level, it teaches you a different lesson. And it gives you different wisdom and a different strength to go to the next level. So you got to respect that process. The process is as beautiful as the destination is. Because if it ain't for the process, you wouldn't even know how to stay inside of the destination. You wouldn't know how to be kept into the place where you're going. You wouldn't know how to operate if it wasn't for the process.
Yes,
like they say, joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. And the sun wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for the rain.
Listen to it.
I had to go with Frankie Mays and Beverly on y'all real quick.
Word up.
Tone, buddy, you ain't nothing but a preacher, man. Quit playing.
I'm just a servant, man. I'm just a servant trying to be obedient to the life that God gave me, man. I did so much messing up and in my younger years, I'm just trying to get it right.
Yes, sir. I'm with you, man.
Real business.
Man, yo, speaking some real shit over there, preaching. We gonna keep saying that because you definitely over here preaching. All y'all are preaching today, so I'm definitely.
This was beautiful.
But that's facts, yo. That's the thing, is that we're always gonna come across things. There's always gonna be adversities in our lives, and we have to find a way to get over that hurdle. And it's true. That's what gives us the strength. That's what gives us our character. That's what makes us who we are today. Everything that I went through up until this point and this moment has made me who I am at this very moment. And every moment I'm changing. So that's what's beautiful. I mean, you should be ever evolving. You should be ever evolving. Some people get stuck.
Right.
Stuck. Don't stop. Don't let things deter you. Don't let people deter you. Don't let actions, things that happen deter you. A successful person is only a person who lost and just tried one more time.
Right. Yeah.
Who kept losing.
People know how to get past roadblocks when it's something that they really desire. It's just that righteousness and good success, because I believe that there's a thing called good success, and I believe there's a bad success. I believe that a bad success is where you gain the material things, but without any type of integrity or morality behind it. You know, I believe that good success is when you do keep your integrity and good morality and be able to keep what you gain. But I think that if you really want it, you have to have a strong desire to really want it. You have to have a strong desire, because that's just like, if a dude want to go get that girl that he been looking at for a long time, I don't care if he get in a car crash, I don't care if the tire go flat, that dude will walk to the train, say he gonna find a way to get there. You gonna find a way to get what you really want. And that's one thing I know for sure. Two things for certain. You gonna go after what you really want. That's real business. Can't nobody force you to go after nothing that you ain't serious about.
That's real there. That's real talk right there. Whatever you want, you definitely gonna go get it.
You gonna go get it.
Yeah, real talk.
No, that's facts though. And that's it though, is if you have the drive. Do you have the drive? Do you really want it? If you don't, then I guess that will show, you know. And I think people don't really would not appreciate an instant success anyways.
Right.
Would you even know how to handle it? Because like you said, you pick up, you pick up little treasures and tools along the way that make you more prepared for certain things. Because I know I've looked at things in my life before and been like, yo, why didn't this just happen, ... Well, you weren't ready for it at that point. Like, you was not prepared. When I look back on it, would I have been able to handle all of that at that time? No, because you know what? I've gained so many skills from then until now that I didn't have then, that make it, not only can I do it, but way better. I would not have been as successful. It would have been harder. It would have been more of a struggle if I was given all of that then. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We definitely have to, like you said, trust the process, respect the process, appreciate, be grateful for the process. And in that gratefulness and in that thankfulness, you will find that you're even more like appreciative of your success. And your success is it just feels so much better. Like, I don't know, it just feels good. Everything I do, pretty much, I feel good about now. So it's like, you know, and I couldn't say that about everything in my life.
Right.
Everything in my life. I've definitely done things in my life that didn't necessarily make me feel good. Do I regret them? No, I don't regret shit, because everything I've ever done and gone through has made me who I am today. But I definitely will say that I wasn't necessarily proud of everything that I was doing in my life. But without those tools and those adversities and all the things, I wouldn't be right here, MelodyWaters, that you see in front of you. I wouldn't be able to maintain what I do. I wouldn't be able, if you guys even knew the workload that I actually put on myself, it's insane. And I wouldn't be able to do all that without all the things that I've gone through. And I'm sure every last one of you can attest to that in your own lives.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
oh, you have to respect the process. You have to trust it, and you have to be grateful. Be grateful. All times grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
You said, but I feel like I just repeated you, Tone BuTTa. But you know, I was over here. Yes. The preacher, I'm the choir, okay? So y'all go out there and turn your dreams to reality, because whatever you want, you can make it happen. You can do it. You are a limitless being, and there are only limits that you have in your life are the limits you put on yourself, and you allow others to put on you, which then in turn you are putting it on yourself. So don't do that. Be limitless. Yo, Gallo, we gotta talk about this.
Come together, we don't fall. This the foundation, and the wall. If you need me, make the call. All for one, one for all. Come together, we don't fall. This the foundation, and the wall. If you need me, make the call. All for one, one for all.
Here we go, let's form up. Time to go pro and stack some more bucks. Time to realign with a kind that's more tough. Prepare your eardrums, the storm is gonna come. There's more luck with more trust and more love shared at the core of this cold corner that born us. I'm trying to be on a tour bus, get torn up. Got a lot of heat, and this is only the warm up. When we team up, sparks will fly. The heart combined is what can make the stars align. Our star will shine much brighter than a hearth of fire. Or if the moon, planets, and the sun all combined. Trying to get a win, triumph in the end. Started up a trend, now they're asking when it all began. Trying to get it done, get to number one. On another run, in the session, about to drop another one.
Come together, we don't fall. This the foundation, and the wall. If you need me, make the call. All for one, one for all. Come together, we don't fall. This the foundation, and the wall. If you need me, make the call. All for one, one for all. Where my homies at, they know me to never fold on an open track. Get my goals exposed, haters is trying to hold me back. See the signs like a zodiac, tell them go relax. Where my homies like I build them up like I'm holding stacks. With a motor act, got my drive in me, inspire any that wanna ride with me. The energy, I got plenty, we ain't slowing down. Get in my way, we mow down. Got a tight circle, so you know we go to rounds. Fully focused, tearing down all your bully motives instead of snubs. You can see the love if you truly notice we the dopest. A unique team, if you low, then I got you. If you need cream, you don't know, you should watch do these schemes. About to blow to the top too, like who needs dreams? Now we all do, goals and teamwork. If we work together, dawg, that'll make the dream work. Come together, we don't fall. This the foundation, and the wall. If you need me, make the call. All for one, one for all. Come together, we don't fall. This the foundation, and the wall. If you need me, make the call. All for one, one for all.
I like that. Oh yeah. Let's go get us a hotel to the early morning. Hope she won't tell. She be soaking wet like a seashell. She make me go crazy. How she smell? She got me double checking voicemails. Sending roses 2 times 12. Passports to the border. We finna take off right through Florida. Probably end up in Georgia. If your baggage like you can't afford her. It's hard to tell you what she mean to me. When she step out as a scene to see. Switching up the whole scenery. I see it clear like it's an HD. I need the doctor to write the prescription. Hey, I ain't talking Tylenol, why is you tripping? Hey, when I think to myself, I know you're my addiction. Yeah, that's all true. All facts, no fiction. Haters better not they did this. Facts. Shawty got man, no kitty. You can never get it on your wish list. She gon' do the love and I'ma kiss this.
I've been through so much when you left, but I got mine. Yeah, I come through, make a move, buzz it right, yeah, it's about time. You plus me in the room, I can feel the vibe, we in tune. Married to the game, jump the broom, check out time around noon. Oh yeah, they got the jets in it, rose, pink bub. Yeah, I got a cup with the best in it. Hey, the room probably about to steam up. This I never could dream of. Flooded out our wrist, like it was Katrina. House pedals just a teaser. Might as well put my feet up. Housekeepers just to please us. Can you bring some more sheets up in the room all day? Packed the bag and got away. You can't guess where we stay. Oh yeah, it's a play. What do you say? Fly you right out to the bay. Everything is all paid. We been here, you late. I need a doctor to write the prescription. I ain't talking Tylenol, why is you tripping? What the fuck? And I think to myself, I know you're my addiction. Yeah, that's all true. All facts, no fiction. Haters better mind they business. Facts. Shawty, y'all man, no kidding. Oh no. You can never get it on your wish list. Yeah. She gon' do the dope and I'ma kiss this. I've been through so much when you left, but I got mine. When I come through, bust a move, made it right, yeah, it's about time. You plus me in the room, I can feel the vibe, we in tune. Married to the game, jump the broom, check out time around noon. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Are sports a good or bad distraction from the world's problems? I love this topic. This is really good. And I think it can go into even other things beyond just sports, because I consider sports to be entertainment. So I think this can go for as well with that. So go ahead and talk about this. What was your idea with this topic when you brought it?
Yeah, so, all right, so I love sports, right? I know a lot of people in America love sports, right? All over the world love sports. And, you know, obviously sports have been at a halt for a while, you know what I'm saying, with Corona. And, you know, a lot of us struggled. Like, what are we going to watch on TV? You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss my sports, you know? And then, obviously, the protesting happened. You know what I mean? You know, that's what happened with George Floyd sparked, you know, a lot of emotional anger that's been pinned up for years, right? So I remember Trump, you know what I mean, talking about, well, in order for the society to come back together, we got to start with our sports leagues, right? I remember he said that. And, you know, it just stayed in the back of my mind. Not too long after that, you hear about the sports leagues talking about, all right, we're developing plans to bring it back. So the NBA came up with a schedule. You know, they're bringing all the players to Orlando to have the games there. Kyrie Irving spoke up and he said that he doesn't support going to Orlando, right? He doesn't support it. He says that, and I'm quoting him, and just for all those that don't know, I don't curse in real life and I don't curse in my music, so I'm gonna edit that. But he says, I'm not with the systematic racism and the BS. Something smells a little fishy. Whether we want to admit it or not, we are targeted as Black men every day we wake up, right? And then not only Kyrie Irving, but other players spoke up about it. Donovan Mitchell, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Kevin Durant. They all talked about, like, they're not really sure if they want to go play yet. You know what I'm saying? Because of everything happening. Kyrie Irving mentioned that it seems like it's a distraction from what's really important. You know what I mean? Especially for us as Black people. You know what I mean? Is this a way to divert the attention back to sports, right? Instead of dealing with the situation at hand, right? Now, and I believe it was Dwight Howard, he said that, and he brought up a good point. He said that we can play, but it's up to the leagues to set an example, right? And then I start to think about that. Baseball really doesn't really handle situations, you know what I mean, that we got to deal with, right? We already know about football. You know what they did to Colin Kaepernick, you know what I'm saying? And everybody that took a stand. But I will say this, the NBA, that the NBA has been vocal about it, and they have been about it. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, and this is why I brought this conversation up, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm on the fence too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yes, I love my sports, right? However, we have a situation at hand that we need to address. But being that the NBA is coming back, can that be used as a bigger platform to set an example for our situation that we have? You know what I'm saying? And then I watched. I don't know if you guys watched Dave Chappelle, his latest, the 846. Dave Chappelle talked about, and I can't remember what situation it was, but there was police brutality that had happened, and somebody was murdered. But that same night, Kobe scored 61 points, right? And it was like that situation, Kobe's scoring 61 points almost overshadowed a black man getting killed. You know what I'm saying?
Sports.
So, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, man, like, do we now being black, right? Do we still support it, right? Do we still support the leagues and the sports? Should we be able to hold them accountable, right? And then the other point before I open the table is Kyrie Irving and other people said that they're bringing this because the white owners are losing money. So now they want to bring the players. They want to find a way, right? They want to find a way to make more money again. Kyrie Irving even went as far to say they should start their own league during this time. You know what I mean? But that's basically what's happening. I wanted to kind of open the table, you know what I mean, and hear what other people thought, you know?
Well, I'm a real sports person, so
yeah,
man, I mean, you got a good point there. I mean, Kyrie got a good point there. It is like, who's really benefiting out of this?
Exactly.
Who's really benefiting the most?
Yeah.
And then they're trying to cut their salaries. Ain't they trying to cut their salaries too? Like not give them their full salaries for the. Come on, y'all want to make all the money, but y'all don't want to pay. See, that comes back to that slavery stuff. Yeah. They still like, who really looks at us as slaves? I know the NFL. I mean, I'm a Cowboy fan for the NFL, and I know Jerry Jones. I don't care what he says. He thinks he's a slave owner. Stop playing.
100%. I agree. I agree. And that's the thing. We don't expect the NFL, MLB, the NHL to do anything, right? We don't expect that.
But the NBA has stood up because that owner of, what was his name? Sterling or whatever. The dude who said the racial stuff, they got rid of him quick.
They did. Yep.
Now, to me, if y'all could do that quick, why can't we get this other stuff handled quick? The NBA just said, you're done. You can't even own. You can't come to no games. You can't own a team. None of that ever again.
Yep.
Why did they get the NBA? Because the players stood up and said, look, we're not standing for this. Yeah. We're black. Yeah. He wants us to work for him, but he don't respect us. I can't work for him. Yeah. I don't want to work for him nor with him. Yeah. So that's a good point, man. I'm a real sports fan, but shoot, really thinking about it, like, is it beneficial for us or not? And man, it just might not be really beneficial. As much as I miss sports, I'm a sports dude. I watch football every Sunday, watch the NBA the whole season, and I haven't missed sports. But man, I mean, it's a bigger picture here than just sports.
And for me, I feel like, and Melody kind of touched on it a little bit, there's other distractions out there, right? But the reason why I pose the question, is it a good distraction? Because too much of anything is never good, right? So if we spend too much time on what's going on, the social injustice and the racism, we're going to become bitter and angry, right?
So, and nothing positive going on, and then talking about nothing positive, everything's negative, and man, it makes it a bad situation even worse.
Exactly. So it's like, where I stand and what I think is, I actually think sports is a good thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I think sports is a good thing. However, there needs to be, those platforms need to demonstrate a stand against what's going on. You know what I mean? And the problem is, We don't expect it from baseball. We don't expect it from football. We don't expect it from the NHL. The only league that we expect it from is the NBA. And that is a problem. You know what I mean? Then I feel like the other things are bad distractions. You know what I mean? The other leagues are bad distractions.
Bad distractions, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, I ain't gonna lie. I miss basketball. I was hoping it's coming back. But I mean, if it's not gonna benefit us, why should it come back? Sports, period. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Blacks, without blacks in sports, except for maybe what, NASCAR or what, golf maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sports will be nothing without us. I mean, let's keep it 100. We need to start getting our just due. See, that's what I meant by when we talked about the reparations. That's why I said like everything that's happened here in Minnesota and just nationwide with all the riots and protesting, the killing it's just an eye opener of what's really what, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, as bad as that sounds, it's really just the eye opener of what's really what in the injustice. And you're proving a point with sports. You're proving a valid point right there just with sports. I mean,
See,
me personally, I don't know.
I don't watch sports, so I mean, I'm looking at it, I guess, from a different perspective. I'm looking at it more from an outside looking in kind of, and I don't like that all the owners or vast majority of the owners are all old white men, and I feel
exactly.
They're losing money shit. I feel like that's really what it is. They're losing money, so it's time to put the entertainers back out there again. Mm-hmm. Just like the song and dance shit back in the day. Like, come on, man. No. It's literally like put them back out there to entertain. That's that's how I feel like. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of how it feels to me. Hey, yeah, we let them say what they had to say. Okay, your voice has been heard. Okay, now back to as we were.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't heard one, except for maybe the 49ers, what, CEO, owner, and coach say something about Black Lives Matter. I haven't heard no other owner, and this is from the NFL. We already know that the NBA is behind this. They ain't got no choice. But the NFL, I haven't heard no other owners stand up and say nothing about Black Lives Matter. Nothing. I don't even know the MLB. I'm not really no baseball dude, but I watched the World Series. I haven't heard really no owner from there say anything. I'm saying I have. If I'm wrong, correct me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a bad situation all around, really.
So even if they did say Black Lives Matter,
I mean, it at least then they're saying publicly,
whether
they're lying or not.
Saying it, I feel like even sometimes they just say shit just to fucking save face, though. Like,
for sure. I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
But my point is, though,
this is not.
I understand that they do that, but the thing is, for them just to sit there and not say nothing, they're pretty much saying, "Nigga, fuck you."
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Is this though? Is like you're saying something now. Where the fuck have you been? Where were you at?
That too. Exactly.
You're
the NFL
because
you're saying something.
Dent in your pocket. Now you're saying something because it matters. This isn't the first time. This isn't the first injustice.
I know. I'm just saying, like, so I have to put some money if we're gonna get somewhere. That's my whole point about the reparations. We have to put money. We have to get a coalition or something for us, where we're gonna put money into stuff for us, so we can start building our own stuff. That's what my whole thing about the reparations. We have to figure this out. Our so-called black leaders, we have to come up with something where we start doing something for us so we can start owning our own businesses, own our own shit. We should be able to own our own record labels, everything. We shouldn't have to sit up here and keep dealing with these white folks who all they want us to do is just use us for that. So, hey.
I don't know. I understand that people really like to watch sports, and I do understand, like, I get that. And I do also understand that this is some people's livelihood and this is how they make their money. So that part of it, I totally get. I just feel like, why are you going to pay them less? That doesn't make any fucking sense. You want them to work just as hard, but you're going to give them less money now?
Work for less money. That's ridiculous.
Why?
That's ridiculous.
What was the reasoning?
And not for nothing. And not for nothing, like, you know, COVID is still out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we stopped to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, now y'all trying to, at the end of the day, man, and I had this conversation, it's like money is more important than human life.
It is.
That's just what it comes down to.
Absolutely has been proven that that is facts.
That's what they're telling us, showing us anyway, that money is more important. And I disagree, but you know what I'm saying? That's the people that's in high places making big decisions. They're the ones, you know, doing this. Saying money's more important. And we're supposed to be getting a second wave here soon of the COVID. That's what they're saying. You know, I'm just saying. I'm telling you, they saying, no.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, I know people feel how they feel about COVID, whether like the media is hyping it up or if they're not. But at the end of the day, man, I lost friends from it. You know what I'm saying? I lost people from COVID.
Oh,
so
it's real. Oh, no. It's real.
Straight up, COVID's real, man. And I do, at the same time, I do believe the media is trying to use fear tactics, right? I do believe that as well, right? However, I just think, just be safe. You know what I mean? Just be safe. You know what I mean? I think that's the simple solution. However, you know, again, bringing sports together, now you have a group of people getting together, playing basketball with no mask, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, sometimes it feels like, yo, like, is this another agenda? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at these group of people getting together, playing basketball. They sweaty, they touching each other. And, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can do that too now. Y'all can open up. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, like, what's really going on? What are we really being distracted from? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, so it's like, yeah, I be on the fence. Like, I want my sports. I'm not gonna lie. I want my sports. I love watching it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a bigger picture. There's a bigger picture. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what? Maybe we might have to take a stand and not watch it, not support it. You know what I mean? And then they're gonna lose money. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you know, our players are gonna get paid. They're gonna get paid anyways. You know what I'm saying? Because they under contract. They play. You know what I'm saying?
They have to pay them. They have to pay them.
Yeah.
They got to pay them. So, you know what I mean? Whether that comes from the profits you made or the pockets of the owners, they got to pay them, yo. You know what I'm saying? So it's a crazy situation. And that's why, you know, I try to pick a topic that was like, I don't got the answer. You know what I mean? I want to hear what other people think. You know what I'm saying?
Miss Karla, do you watch sports? What do you think about that?
It's I don't watch sports. Well, I watch football, Vikings. I watch football season. Just because it's a Minnesota thing or whatever. Sorry for the music in the background. I'm on a deck right now. I don't. Man, that's a good topic too. I don't know. Like, if sports should come back, like brother was saying, you know, none of the owners have spoken up on behalf. And this is since Colin Kaepernick took that kneel.
Right. That was like a big fucking issue too. So
yeah. And then when Beyonce did her, there's a bunch of politics that goes into sports that is super anti-black to me. Well, football, I can't say for basketball or soccer or golf or any of that.
Definitely, yes.
There's a lot of systemic racism that goes into football from the get-go of it. I remember when Beyonce performed her halftime show, people made a big hoopla about her presentation of having that Black Panther theme. Mm-hmm. I was like, why not? Like, why can't you stand for your culture? Why can't you stand for anti-racism? Why can't you stand up for justice? What's the big deal? What are you saying or not saying? What are they not saying?
Flying. Because like if it was a country music song, it would be okay to have like Confederate flags all over the place and, you know, or something like that would be cool and okay.
And you know, post 9/11, the whole like national anthem and all of that stuff, all of that's commercialism that's brought into the game of football. And who said that? There's so many cultures here in America, and there's so many injustices, and I'm wondering why people can't represent. And I also wonder why no owners, like, what's so hard about standing up for Black culture in America? Like, what's so hard about being like, yeah, it's wrong that police officers are killing Black men? What's so wrong with standing up for justice? Like, in a place of business, period. Not just in football, but period. What's so wrong with it? And for them not to speak up on it and then also want to come back because they're losing money. I don't know about the boycotting part or about the part where they shouldn't, because it is people's jobs. And somebody said that they're still going to get paid. I don't mind not having a football season. I mean, they have, like somebody just said, they have to touch each other, their sweat. If it's coronavirus going on, then it's coronavirus and they shouldn't be out there playing. Because what kind of example are you setting for the CDC, or what kind of example are you setting for the World Health Organization? If we got to stay home and we got to social distance, then y'all ass got to social distance too.
I mean, yeah, if it's saying it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's logical, right? It's logic. Like, you know, if you're saying social distance, and doesn't that apply to everybody? Like, why is it different when you need to make money? Like, nah, like there's other answers. You know what I'm saying?
Just like all this random ass testing, like, okay, so you tested negative, congratulations. So what about 3 days later?
Yeah.
What are you going to test 3 days later?
I mean,
So I would narrow it down and say they shouldn't. I would narrow it down and be like, nope, no sports this year, because it's putting people at risk of coronavirus. So I would say nope, because it's just not a good example for us to sit there and watch people enjoying their sport, playing with each other, and then their audience, and then the concession stands, and all that goes along with the good old game of football, basketball, and in American sports. Like, we're not about to sit back and watch you guys kick it and have fun and make all kind of millions of dollars way out telling us to sit there and social distance.
Yep.
I would be pissed off if I see them start playing again. Like, oh, so suddenly we can go outside. Oh, y'all can go outside, but we can't.
So my thing is, didn't I heard that they weren't having an audience, like they weren't going to have people there, like people wouldn't be in the stands, they wouldn't sell tickets. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. But it don't matter. It don't matter. Like they
people there. There's still people.
They're still playing.
There's still coaches. There's still people.
Yep.
If it's as serious as you're saying, then that would be really dangerous, wouldn't it? Is this as serious as you're saying? Because
open up everything. If you finna open up football and sports seasons, you better open up them concerts, open up them stores, open up the bars, open up the barbershops, and everything needs to be open. I would feel really dumbfounded if they opened that up.
They've been opening these things. They're talking, I mean, people have been going.
The game of basketball, football, the sports, if they open that up, I'm going to be like, what? Because those are like 30, 40 people around each other, including the coaches and stuff. Like,
and not for nothing, just a couple of days ago, the Cowboys and the Texans, a few of their players tested positive for COVID. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yo,
what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing?
Oh no, man. I don't think they even fucking know.
It make no sense. It make no sense. So it's like, you know what? Let's chill on sports for the year. Like, you know what I mean? Like she said, and I'm sorry, what is her name, yo? My bad. The other sister that's on here.
Karla.
Thank you. Because I like to refer to people as their names, so my bad. Karla, like Karla said, it's cool if we don't got sports for the year. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be okay. As much of a sports fanatic I am, I'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, it's human lives, man. And if we don't have sports, we can focus on more important issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
That's the thing right there. We can not only focus on more important issues collectively, but we can also focus better internally on self and fixing self.
Exactly.
For not distracted by shit that doesn't fucking matter. I know you guys love sports, but in the grand scheme of things, does it really fucking matter?
Yeah, what about the kids going back to school?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The education situation. Like, man, come on.
I don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to send the kids back to school. I don't know if you guys, I don't know what's going on over where you're at, Gallo, but I know here they sent us out a thing like, oh, one of three things will happen. Either the kids are going to go back part of the time, which I'm not sure what that makes a difference. If they're coming twice a week, or if they're coming, if they're coming 3 times a week, or if they're coming every day, I don't understand what the difference is. But yeah, it's like they might come part-time and then do part-time on the internet, or do all of it on the internet, or just be all the way in.
Yeah, exactly. That's wild.
It could go. So congratulations for showing us the obvious 3 ways that it could go. But really, though, I don't understand the concept of the going part-time versus full-time. I don't think that really eliminates anything.
It doesn't. It doesn't eliminate anything. And again, at the end of the day, their main focus, right, is getting the economy back, right? So it's almost like they're using guinea pigs, right? Let's use these black athletes to go play sports. Let's use our kids, you know what I mean, as guinea pigs, you know what I'm saying, and see how it goes, you know what I mean? And it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You know, for me, it's, you know, I'm very cautious when it comes to COVID, me and my family. I'm extremely cautious. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that is paranoid, but I'm cautious. You know what I'm saying? If there's something out there that can kill us, or supposedly out there that can kill us, yo, I'm not gonna risk it. You know what I'm saying? Even if they open up the schools and it's not good, I'm not sending my daughter to school.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a shame, but it's very clear what is their priority. You know what I'm saying? And it's making money. It's making money. Money is it. And not to get religious, but what do they say? The love of money is the root of evil. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So that's just what it is, man. And it's unfortunate, in my opinion. I think it's unfortunate because I think it could be smarter. I don't know what's going on in other countries. I know, you know, I know that we got spikes over here because people want to go out and congregate and don't know how to use Zoom and don't know how to use the phone. Yeah, it's a shame. You know what I mean? And again, you know, again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people. You know what I mean? I'm also not a sheep, right? All right. I'm not one of those people that'll follow everything. However, I'm cautious. You know what I mean? And not for nothing, I love everybody, man. So I hate to hear people getting sick. I hate to hear people dying. You know what I mean? Especially over something that I feel could be prevented. You know what I mean? I feel like logic is, and it's like, you know, you said Karla, right? It's like Karla said, it's like, yo, why can't we, if everything just needs to be shut down. So like, it's that simple. Everything needs to be shut down. We got issues that we got to attend to. Let's handle that. Let's take care of what's important. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it, yo. And in this case, yeah, I love sports. And you guys kind of helped me answer the question, but I'll be okay with no sport. You know what I'm saying? I'll be okay with that.
Do you think that they're gonna do that though? Or do you think they'll be like, nah, y'all are playing? And then here's this is a 2-part question now. If they do say, nah, y'all are playing, Do you think that majority of players will stand their own ground in whatever they want?
Well, okay, so I think, honestly, I think some players do want to play, right? You know what I mean? Not everybody thinks the same, right? So some people feel like, yo, they got it under control. Some people feel like they don't have it under control, so they don't want to do it. Some people are against the distraction. Some people want to get paid. They got families and houses and bills to take care of. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I do get that. I understand that completely, yo. But I feel there should be a system put in place. You know what I mean? This is just like everybody. It's a job, right? It's a job for them. It's a job for everybody. You know, everybody has their job. So there should be systems put in place that takes care of them. You know what I mean? While they're not working, while they're not playing. Because this is one of two things going to happen, right? One of two things are going to happen. Players are going to get COVID, right? And then they're going to have to stop. Or they're not going to get COVID, and then things are going to start opening, right? It's just one of two things that's going to happen. So it's like, are we willing to risk that? You know what I mean? You know, people's lives. Like, what's the answer here? You know what I'm saying?
I think some people are willing to risk that.
And yo, I'm all in favor of people making money, man. I want to see everybody win, right? I want to see everybody do good. But at the end of the day, man, at what cost? You know what I'm saying? At what cost? You know what I mean? And, you know, like you said, COVID is not the most, that is important, but there's other issues too. You know what I mean? There's other issues that we got to deal with. You know what I mean? And I feel like with no sports, I think we'll be able to focus more on more serious situations that we got to deal with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's my and again, I came up with that from talking with you guys. You know what I mean? Because I was on the fence. You know what I'm saying? And I came up with that.
So you think that in the end, ultimately, it would be better to just write it off for this year and wait?
Yeah, I think so, man. And I do. And like, not only for health reasons, but also for by Karla, not only for health reasons, but for for other situations. Obviously, for the injustice and racism that is ridiculous right now. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, too, I mean, what comes up this year, right? The election, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I don't like to I hate the politics, yo. But at the end of the day, there's so much politics going on. It's like, let's distract them from what's going on, and then maybe they'll forget about it, because most people will forget about it, right? And then election time starts coming, and then they don't have to worry about how people were treated and how the government treated people, and how, so many different things. You know what I mean? Because, let's keep it 100. We live in a society that their attention doesn't stay at one thing. You know what I mean? It's constantly on the go. So it's easily distracted.
Yeah, people definitely have short attention spans. And the thing about it is like, doing something like this, though, like you said, if there's stuff going on behind the scenes or like the elections even is a thing. So being distracted from that allows other things to happen and people to just not even notice that it's going on.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's the point.
Yeah, I agree. So that was my whole thing. You know what I mean? Honestly, that was my call for help, because you guys determined if I was gonna watch sports or not this year.
So if they do decide to start playing sports, are you not gonna support it?
Yo, I'm gonna keep it 100. I think I'm not. I think I'm not, yo. Until I'm gonna keep it 100. I want to see what happens with these police officers. If something happens with these police officers, then I feel like, cool. You know what I'm saying? But like, if nothing happens and the sports start, then it's like, wow, they did it again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna wait for that. Because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, nah, I ain't watching no sports. But I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna be there on the first day sports start. You know what I mean?
That's kind of the thing too. It's like it's a crucial time right now because, you know, we do have these officers who've been arrested and charged. Some of them are out on bail.
Yep. Two of them, I think.
I just know for a fact we saw one out on bail, but I don't know if they all are or if just the one is. I can't on that. Two of them for sure? Okay. So, like, this is a crucial time where a lot of important things are happening. And if this just gets rug again, it's going to be a problem. But see, that's the
problem.
And is that it's, oh, fuck that shit. No, so-and-so and so-and-so are playing on Friday.
Yeah, straight up. That's what it is.
Oversaturated with the two, and one starts to outshine the other. And then we've got another division. Because now we have people like, you're an asshole for fucking caring about the sports. And, what do you mean? Like, you're too worried about, you take life too serious. Or whatever happens to be their throwback, you know, for it. Yeah. Like, so, yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I think sports are just a distraction in general, personally.
I mean, but there's so many distractions. I think, you know, entertainment is healthy.
Also,
I feel like entertainment is healthy, right? Whether it's sports, movies, music, you know what I mean? It's just a form of entertainment. So I feel like it's all important to keep, you know, people sane. You know what I'm saying? However, there's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? And in this case, I feel like it's not the time for sports right now. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love sports, you know, it's just not the time.
Pick up a book.
Yeah.
Pick up a book.
That one. Pick up a book.
Yo,
I don't know that one.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't really like reading. I will read.
I'm not really. I gotta have a lot of idle time for that.
That's it. But you know, everybody learns differently, right? I'm not gonna front, like, there's some things I've read and it's helped me, but most of the time I try to read, I fall asleep.
Okay. Learn from a video. I'm cool if you learning from a video too. How about? But I'll change pick up to educate yourself.
Yeah. I could agree with. Yeah, word up.
Because that's what we need. Instead of paying attention to whatever team is playing whomever and who's not cool this week, educate yourself. Watch a YouTube video. Get on YouTube University or pick up a book or a coloring page that teaches you something. I don't give a fuck how you learn this shit. Smoke signals. Learn something. Educate yourself from somebody else. Get yourself around somebody who can educate you. Find a way to educate yourself. That's what we're focusing on is self right now. Educating self, empowering self, evolving self. Because when we do that, we can bring that to each other. And then now we can help each other evolve together, like as a one, like we're supposed to.
Sure. I agree, yo. I agree. And if you want to do sports, play. Go out. Well, I don't know if you can go outside, but
go play.
Yeah, go. You know what I mean? Exercise, right?
Yeah, get the camaraderie going. You know what I mean? Be around your brothers and your sisters.
Yeah, you can still play horse without contact. You know what I mean? In basketball, you shoot around still.
Contact. Another, because you know how your immune system works. You have to build your immune system, and in order for something to be built, it has to be put around things. You can't completely keep yourself in a bubble, because if you do that, you're actually harming yourself. I know it sounds preachy, and I know there are people that do have underlying health conditions that are very serious, that they can't be around other people. That is if it fly, let it fly. That is a totally different scenario outside of the average human being's body and the average human being's immune system. So you have to be in contact with people, man. We have to be around each other. We have to touch shit. We have to fucking get germs.
Yeah, that's how you build an immune system, right? Yeah, for sure.
Shit.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
You're right. Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm back. Yeah.
On you, where'd you go? Now I'm just messing with you. So, does anyone else have anything they want to talk about or throw into this conversation? Or we can wrap up if you guys would like to wrap up. We've been on here for a while. You know.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, shoot, I enjoyed today. Today was knowledgeable for me.
Good. That's
man, Gallo.
Give us independence of voice to educate ourselves and each other on different things and to represent what it is that you do too. So
yeah,
that's what it's about, baby. It's juice, baby. It's the juice.
Yep. This went a little better than I thought it would. I'm glad I participated.
I'm glad.
It good. Don't take that wrong.
I would.
I didn't mean it like that. You know, I'm saying on my part. I figured I'd mess up somewhere.
Oh, geez.
No, I get it, bro. Like, I get it because it's different, right? The Zoom is different. You know what I mean? So you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I get it. Yeah.
And you're always vulnerable when you put yourself out into the public eye. You're always vulnerable when you say how you think and feel, too. So with that vulnerability, I get it. I actually 100% get it. Because I always be like, damn, what did I say?
Did I say the wrong thing? Or did I make myself sound stupid? Or, you know. Today was cool, though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. It was dope. And it's cool to have these type of conversations. Not for nothing. It's super important to have these conversations amongst our peers. At the end of the day, normally with our friends, we don't have these conversations.
Right, yeah. Got to get out of our comfort zone sometime.
Exactly. So it's super important for us to have these conversations, for people watching it. And it opens, I tell you, for me, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. You know what I mean? Just this conversation alone. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful for it, Melody. I appreciate you having me on, straight up, and all of us, honestly.
For sure. Me too, Melody, and my man Gallo. I appreciated meeting you. Wise brother.
Word up. Listen, I'm gonna try to build with everybody, man. If Melody, if you don't mind, just putting, giving me everybody's contact information or putting it somewhere where we all could just keep building and supporting
each other. Contact. Yep, and try to build a little something here. I'm with it.
Absolutely. Actually, in the description of the show, there's always everybody's social media information that's been on the show. And I do actually want you guys to give your social media information. I'm not sure what happened to Tone BuTTa. He just kind of fell off. Maybe his phone died or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I know my phone been tripping too.
Yeah, and Karla didn't give hers either. She kind of pieced out quickly. But that's okay. I'll still get their social media information and it'll be in the description of the show. But I want you guys to give out whatever information you'd like people to contact you on. So that way they have it verbally from you, but it's also in the description of the show. And you guys definitely keep in contact with one another for sure. Yeah.
All right. Gallo Locknez. My website is gallosworld.com. And honestly, if you Google Gallo Locknez, Instagram, Facebook, I come up. Spotify, all of it, Twitter, everything. You know what I mean? So Gallo Locknez.
All right, Gallo. Y'all take care, man.
Hey, you too, bro. Thank you, Mel.
I want to say thank you guys so much for coming on the show today. I appreciate every one of you and everybody that tuned in as well. So thank you guys for coming through. And you guys know where you can find me at. My name is MelodyWaters. It's not hard to find. I am MelodyWaters everywhere on Facebook. You can follow me on Snapchat at Melody's Closet if you're interested. Snapchat usually sees it first, and I am silly. So in real life. Anyways, if you want to get on the show, please send me an email to thejuicebookings@gmail.com. And if you'd like to send me some music, please send me your MP3s along with your social media information, where you're from, and cover art. Do not send links because I don't even click them, so it's totally a waste of digital paper. To IAmMelodyWaters@gmail.com, and I'll definitely get to that. So, but if you want to come on the show, please send that to thejuicebookings@gmail.com so that my booking people can handle that. And yo, thank you guys so much for coming through, man. Peace and positive vibes to everybody. Back to what we were talking about, building our dreams, man. Keep shooting for your dreams, y'all. And whatever you want to do, you can do it. Just be a limitless being. Do not put no limits on yourself, because that's the only limits you have in this world. So just whatever you want to do, you can do it. Put your mind to it, focus on it, and you can achieve it. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to another week of The Juice. Come back next week. I'll see y'all on Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's right here. So subscribe to this channel, y'all. Juice, baby! Peace.
Whatever the fuck she saying. Ooh, I got the juice. Don't get the news on what's new. Music's not all that I do. I'm the influence. Once I get into my zone, there's nothing you really could do. Watch how they move. I'm setting trends. I'm better than I ever been. I represent. Make you not wanna rap ever again. In my prime like I'm optimist. Minnesota knows who the option is. No need for the gossiping. Get it from the soldiers, watch and listen. Had a whole town talking different, walking different. I walk the talk and I talk my shh. Keep quiet when I'm talking, kids. I'm the God, and God forbid you interrupt me. I cover blasphemy, my sinners trust me. Then it's back to cheese, one then it's just me. And all my hooligans, flush on my flesh, drink my blood like it's juice and gin. We're a family now, tie shoes and Timbs. It's a family meeting, try to attend. I'm a superhuman, I got super strength, I got super make you lose your shit now. I got the juice, come get the news on what's new. Music's not all that I do, I'm the influence. Once I get into my zone, there's nothing you really could do. Watch how they move, I'm setting trends. I'm better than I ever been. I represent. Make you not wanna rap ever again. I got the juice, come get the news on what's new. Music's not all that I do, I'm the influence. Once I get into my zone, there's nothing you really could do. Watch how they move, I'm setting trends. I'm better than I ever been. I represent. Make you not wanna rap ever again. Ho!